Bro, I imported. Probably you don't know me long enough to know my story. I imported a woman here, just like you. Just like you. And I am beside myself now that even then I had the information. Less than a year in America. 50 months, 50 weeks. 50 weeks. I had brought a woman here. 50 weeks. Guess how long she stayed here? 7 months.
7 months?
And in that 7 months, I was able to discover when the Bible says eternity in hell. How long is eternity? If you do bad, you go to hell and you're going to burn in the fire of hell for eternity. But how long is that eternity?
I know.
7 months. 7 months is the eternity of hell. That is my experience of my own hell. 7 months. Eternity in hell is 7 months. How do I know? I lived it. But because of my own clarity, there was nothing crowding my judgment. There was no family guilt. There was no cultural guilt. There was no religious guilt. There was no personal guilt. Even in that moment when I didn't have any information compared to now, even then, I knew I had to do something if I had to keep my American dream and if I needed to stay free, if I needed to stay alive. It was either her or me, and the choice was very clear. She rushes you to marry her, then she brings one of her baby daddies to impregnate her, and then kicks him out, and now she wants you back. And it's only because you had become sober that you are able to see clear.
Yes.
Where?
And then she's plotting on, I'm drinking so much because I miss her. I'm drunk. I'm going to come back.
Yes. That's what she's counting on.
Yeah.
And watch this. And this is what I was holding on to say the whole time. The first one you imported from Kenya, when she is bringing another man into your house and you are with your daughter at a party, she is counting on you are going to be drunk and you are going to come cause drama so that you can get arrested. Exactly. And by sheer luck, because you are disciplined, even though the whole time these things are going on, because you are with your daughter, you did not drink. So when you came home to find she had brought another man, you were sober. So you are able to rationalize your reaction. You never fall for the trap.
Correct.
When she, at a different time, when she brought the daughter back home and you locked the door behind her, she called the police to compromise you. Because all this time she was trying to get you to catch a charge.
Correct.
And there's something you missed. And I'll run it by you and you tell me if I'm wrong.
What is that?
You told her to come from Kenya to meet you. She came here with the hope that you are going to give her papers. She discovered you do not have papers of your own, leave alone being able to give her papers. Now she resents you. She started hunting for other men.
Yes.
That's why she kicked you out. That's why now the punishment for that is to put you on child support. Because, watch this, she has tried to get papers when she left your relationship and she couldn't get papers. So she got frustrated. Now she hatched a plan. She's frustrated here because she doesn't have papers. You cannot give her papers. But there is a child here that is a chip, a bargaining chip. If I can steal this child after I put you on the child support, if I can take the child home, you are going to continue supporting her in Kenya. So whether she couldn't get papers in Kenya, but she was able to get you on child support, and she's taking the child with her, then she can live off of you. But because you're sober, you had figured that out, and you went to the airport to meet her when she's trying to skip with the daughter. You were able to bargain for her to take the daughter in exchange of her removing you from child support, which was her life support.
Yes.
Now she doesn't know what to do, so she falls for the plan. She gets to Kenya with a child, but without the child support, the life support. So now she resents the daughter because now she's useless.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not getting money through you. What are you here for? Women don't love children. Women love what children provide through them. Now she hatches a plan to go to Allahu Akbar country in Bahrain and desert the daughter with the grandmother. That's how much women love children. By sheer luck, lockdown is about to happen.
Yes.
Your daughter is smart enough, and you have done your research, and your daughter says, before they close the doors, I am an American. I can just walk to an American embassy, and they will give me traveling documents immediately.
Yes.
She comes back.
Yes.
Okay? She becomes an adult, but you are not telling her the real truth about her mother. So she takes it upon her journey to go discover her mother in Kenya. She goes and discovers her mother in Kenya.
Yes.
They fight. And she figured out the same way she wanted to steal her from you by sneaking out of the airport is the same way she is going to vacate herself from her evil mother's presence. And she left and came back to America, and I'm very sure she has completely disconnected with her mother. Because women have that vantage point. Once a girl becomes an adult, she does not see her mother as a mother. She sees her mother for what she is, as another woman.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Now, you have broken it down so well. That's what it is. Imagine that. Imagine that. And then okay, so again, remember there's something you kept saying. Guys, you have to stop doing this. Okay? Because look at me, I'm entering the third cycle.
Bro, the only thing that saved you is even in the moments where you are dealing with alcohol, you still had moments of clarity because you are responsible enough not to drink with your daughter. So every trap she had set up for you to get in police trouble and eventually get deported because you don't have papers, which is what she wanted to do, you were still in the moment of clarity. And when you are about to lose it, the family where you are with the party with your daughter, they told you, don't fall for it. You're going to go to jail. You are not going to go to jail. You are going to go to immigration deportation camp, and then you're going to get shipped yourself in Kenya. That is what saved you. She wanted to punish you for not being able to give her papers. And not just that you had lowered her own sexual market value so low because now she has your daughter, she could not get a man out there to give her papers. So the option was to leave the country.
That is a fact, my friend. You you can make this up.
Man.
You cannot. This is when I seen your YouTube video. That's what it sparked. I was like, this man needs to share this with these people. He breaks it down. He knows, and I love how you break it down. You know the story. You pick up the point that people need to hear, and you broke it down so well because at the end of the day, it hits all those points.
Right now is the time you are realizing that when she's bringing another man, she was baiting you into violence so that you can not only get in police trouble, you can get in immigration problem.
Exactly. 26 years later.
26 years later. Man. Where do we go from here, bro? Where do we go from here?
We go to the top from here. We focus.
Hello, Mr. Fort Worth, Texas.
I'm Fort Worth, Texas.
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. Is Mansfield close to Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Because your phone says you are from Mansfield, but the number is a Fort Worth number.
Yeah, I mean, remember, now the numbers are so jumbled up, it doesn't even matter. You know?
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you get a phone and they give you whatever's available. So
Yeah.
as long as it's Tarrant County, they don't take it.
Tarrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've lived in Tarrant for a year.
Oh, so where are you now?
Austin, Texas.
Oh, Austin, Texas. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I come across your YouTube thing, and I listened to what you're saying, which was very true. A lot of Kenyans. I've been here a long time, man. I came here when I was a teenager. So nikaenda shule huku, nikasoma. I'm actually transplanted from Newark, New Jersey.
Okay.
So yeah, I lived in the New York, New Jersey area for a long time, and part of my reasoning to come here, I've only been around Dallas, Fort Worth, DFW for about. I came here in November 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I came November 2023, my aunt actually lives. She's been living here for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
So Theodorus told me, hey man, why don't you just leave the city life alone and just come and come down here? There's a lot of opportunity,
Okay.
But being that I'm not from here and I grew up in Nairobi, it was kind of hard for me to simulate,
Yeah.
So I've come. The first time I came for a week, I left. Came for 2 weeks, I left. Came for a month, I left. Stayed for 1 year, left. So finally, this time I was like, man, let me just tough it out. Let me see what Dallas can offer, because
Yeah.
up there doing a lot of construction work.
Yeah.
I love construction, yeah. Construction, real estate, and fashion. Those are kind of the things I got involved in,
Yeah.
And then I have a little daughter who, she's now in college. She's a junior now, so that was also my focus, So once she
Wait.
goes to,
How old are you?
exactly, I'm 46 years old.
So people who are 46 are born in 79, 78?
Yeah, 79, 78.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So that's what happened. So when I came here, like, everything you're explaining is very true. So
which part?
I mean, everything you're explaining, like let it be alcohol, let it be the perceived liberties, and you get caught up in those things, and those things stray you away from the situation. Hence my story.
Yeah.
For me, it was different because I can't say it's different. I mean, it's interesting because it's a mixture of alcohol, it's a mixture of witchcraft, it's a mixture of marriage, and it's a mixture of getting out of it, and looking at it and saying, man, I can't believe these people live like this, and realizing that it's a lot of this thing happening. What you mentioned is true, but I'm just adding there's another part, which is watu wakitafuta pesa wanaenda kwa madawa, unaona?
Okay.
Yeah, si mchezo. So story.
So subiri kidogo. So you are referring to the video where I was saying Kenyans in America are abusing alcohol.
Absolutely.
There is an alcoholism epidemic in America.
100%.
And now you're giving me a new perspective and saying there is another underlying dynamics behind it. And so what is this wanaenda kwa madawa? What does that mean?
Okay, so the majority of the men, the Kenyan men are very hardworking men. Uh-huh. And now, like you said something, we are from a conservative nation, right? A lot of us grew up.
I pointed that out. And the reason I pointed that out is we never think of Kenya as a conservative country.
Yeah.
But it's a very conservative country. The society itself is. Which is why, if you interrogate a little further, which is why we are able to integrate and live in harmony with the Muslim community. Because we are one and the same thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go back to the topic of the video I made, and I said Kenyans in America are undergoing an alcoholism epidemic.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you made a great point there, which is, so now one of the things is you mentioned when there's the alcoholism part, and then there's the Kenyan woman part.
Okay.
Now, because we are from a conservative nation, when we come here, we are bombarded. It's a culture shock because there's a lot of liberties.
Big time.
So, what?
Big time. Yes, the cultural shock part.
Yeah. Yes. So that culture shock forces you. Like for me, I'll use me as an example.
Yeah.
So coming here, I'm entering the last year of high school, so I'm alienated. I have an accent, deep African accent. My English, I'm struggling with American English because I've never written American English. I'm more, European, English. It's a tough spot, you know. My sister's in college, she's working for college stuff. She does not have time to, assist me because she's also going through her own pressure. Mm-hmm. Because she's like, hey, if I don't do this thing, immigrations, mini. I'm like, whatever. We're gonna figure it out, So now, college comes, start going to college, then going to college now, you go to college as an international student because you're not born here.
Yeah.
So now, you're still not being trained on how to work or what kind of work to do, So you just learn as you go, you go abandoned, So again, let's look at the root causes, abandonment or the feeling of abandonment. Because most of us come here with the intention of going to school. And your parents have promised you something, which is, hey, we're going to go there, we're going to support you through this time. And when you graduate, you're going to look out for us, whatever the case may be. No, it's a ploy. You come here one semester, kila mtu amehepa kwa sababu ilikuwa harambe, au sio? Okay, so now you're strong.
Wait. Your parents are back home?
No, actually, my parents died, so I'm like an orphan. So my family raised me. So at some point, my sister was already here. So since I was having problems with my family answering so many questions, they were like, "Why don't you just go to your sister? Because your sister is in America. She seems to be doing well. I mean, you could just go there and just go learn." So I spoke to my sister. She was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that can happen. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do it." So, my sister comes, I come, my sister is doing her thing, she's in college. She's like, yeah, these are the things to do. But it's tough because she's never been in that position, for a long time,
Yeah.
So it's strenuous. So she's also looking for them for help. She's like, hey, guys, it's a little tough, college is coming, can you guys just do a rambe for him, at least he enters college, remember, these are things I come to know later. I didn't know him at the time.
And how old are you at the time when you come to America?
Oh, like 18.
So you are through with high school?
No, it was like I'm entering high school. I entered the last year of high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if you graduate in America in high school, you are no longer considered as an international student. You are already assimilated into the American system by virtue of you graduating in American high school.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to an American high school without no social security, Now, when you enter college, you need a social security. Yeah. You don't need a social security to go to school in America.
Correct. As long as you are under 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you are under 18 or you are still in high school, correct.
Like 17, the sweet spot. That's why they said, you remember they're hitting the sweet spot. So the sweet spot is 17.
Yeah.
So unaingia kama uko 17 hauhitaji nini kitu yote,
Correct.
So ushaingia. Sasa ukishaingia sasa ni kutoka, si ndio? Kutoka ni kwenda college. Sasa kwenda college sasa, when you fill the paperwork, unaulizwa social security, high school either uko nayo kwa sababu na high school. Lakini wengine hauna.
You cannot qualify for FAFSA, no student aid, nothing.
Huh?
You cannot qualify for FAFSA.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Now you have to do everything international.
Yeah.
So now remember, that's a burden. That's a burden to my sister.
I got it.
Yeah. So now it's stress time because she does not have time to be thinking about her school fees.
Yeah.
Because she's an international student, and then think about my school fees, and then she's just like, it's too much. Let me reach out to these guys. Let me see how much money they can send, and that's it. Okay, you take it from there.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm not going to tell him now. We're just going to let him figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay? Because if we tell him, he might not even decide to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. So money is raised for just one semester.
Correct.
Meanwhile, remember me, I've been told that, we're going to raise money for at least a year. Then within a year, you can get your paperwork,
Yeah.
Anyway, so money is raised for one semester. They raise it. After raising it, I go to college. I went to a college in Pennsylvania. I did one semester. And then, as I was doing the semester, now my sister starts, grooming me, start telling me, hey, buddy, it looks like these guys are not going to honor the second semester.
Yeah.
So I'm in shock. I'm like, okay, so what am I going to do? Now she's like, well, when you're going to college, did you get your social and all those things? I was like, yeah, I did, Then she's like, okay, was your social stamped? Then I'm like, no. Like, nice, so you can get a job. Then I'm like, yeah, I know I can get a job, but where am I going to start? Like, because this is my first time now entering America, working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you, bro.
Yeah, so, so now, as I enter, I'm like, hey, I start working, I had to let school go. I was like, I'm just going to drop out of school for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come back. I have to raise money, because, how am I going to do this? It's tough,
Yeah.
And the universities in a rural place, it was just tough. For me, I was just like, my sister was she was going to school at Rutgers. She was at Rutgers at the time. So I was like, you know what? It's easier for me to just be around the Rutgers area, and Allentown. It was Allentown, Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Rutgers, and then New York, because I had my family around that area. So like, it's easier for me to be around there, raise some capital, and then come back to school. Man, that's how I entered Biashara America. Yeah. And that's how I entered to become a construction, fashion, hapo ndio nikaanza. Nikasema tu, you know what? Nitafanya tu the American way. Learn as you go. And then at some point, I'll go back to school. Unfortunately, I was not able to do that because now I bring the Kenyan woman in. So I knew a Kenyan woman in Kenya, girl, So I'm in America, and then, we start talking, and then she's like, hey, can you invite me over if I come, we can live together, we build a family, because, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, back in the day. I was like, yeah, sure, I mean, it's kind of lonely over here, and I don't really trust these Americans, let's do it.
And how old were you at the time?
Huh?
How old were you at the time?
That time, how old was she when she came? I had just turned 21.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I just turned 21. You were young. Remember, now I'm by myself. Remember,
school I started. As soon as you landed on your feet, you bring in a woman from Kenya.
Yes.
Eish. Whoa.
Yeah.
They didn't have women over there in Appalachia?
I don't know. I think it was just being homesick. I don't know. I don't know why I go for this Kenyan women. And true to what you said, the Kenyan women, okay? I've never had a problem with women from other races, okay? The problem always comes when I deal with a Kenyan woman. 100%. 100%. True to what you said. Okay? That's why I called you, because I'm saying, hey, you know what? I'm listening to what you're saying. Actually, what you're saying is so true to me, to the point, even now as I'm rebuilding. Remember, now imagine I'm rebuilding again.
Yeah.
But this one didn't take that long. Because this one I see, nimeona dalili, sasa vile nimeona dalili nikasema, lakini wewe unaria kama sema, ni nini bana ni wanawake wa Kenya, Yani tumetoka mbali, lakini nyinyi mnataka instant gratification, unaona?
Yeah.
Na mnajua hakuna kitu kama instant gratification. Hakuna.
But there is for women, but not for men.
Yeah, but now theirs is even compounded, because it's now unrealistic.
You're 21. You're importing a woman from Kenya. How old is she?
She was 20.
20. You are the same age on the birth certificate. She's 10 years older than you in experience and everything else.
Yes.
My goodness.
Yes. So she's the one who I wind up having a child with.
Yeah.
And I mean, by the time we're having a child, I was really separated with her. I was like, I'll take care of the child, but me and you, we cannot work, because even with her, when I was with her, it was just chaotic. We were not seeing eye to eye. We were not seeing progression. It was nothing. And the whole time, I'm trying to go back to school.
Yeah.
So by the time total likuja, sasa unajua sasa masomo ni backbench, kwa sababu sasa mtoto ndio huyu hapa.
Yeah.
Lazima, I have to take care of the child. So I did my due diligence. When the child was about 3 years old,
yeah,
she decided she's going back to Kenya.
Okay.
Now she's deciding to go back to Kenya without telling me that she's going with the child. And she's not told me she's going back to Kenya.
Whoa.
So, she's going back to Kenya is because I still had, together, I still had her password to her email. I hacked into her email, and that's how I got to know she's planning a trip to Kenya because I seen the itinerary, Yeah.
My gosh.
So I don't tell her anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, at that point also, remember, she has me on child support. We don't forget
I was about to say, you are lucky you're not put on child support. I was about to say that.
Yeah, she has me on child support. I'm telling you, whatever you're saying is true. I'm adding to what you're saying. When I'm talking to you right now, it's therapy to me. I'm not even lying to you. It was so true. Let somebody else hear my story because this is a true story. Hatujatoka huko hapo umeniweka child support. Sasa ni nini? Alafu hata hujaniambia unarudi Kenya. Sasa unarudi Kenya. Sasa umeweka child support huku, unarudi Kenya, sasa kuna pesa. Boss.
Man, that's some weird move. You are staying in the same house, the three of you.
Mm-hmm.
You, her, and your 3-year-old girl.
No. So now remember, we have separated because after the child was born, we went separate ways. To the point I had to move far. Because babu tunapigana, polisi wanakuja. Like to the point, the cops knew me. So they're like, hey, Paul, what's going on, guys? Come on, one time we're gonna come and both of you are going to jail, or one of you is gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you gotta leave, because now we're getting too comfortable,
So she had moved out so that she can have the legitimacy to ask for child support.
No, I moved out.
You're the one who moved out.
Yeah, I moved out. I moved because nikamwacha nyumba. I can rebuild again, Sikuwa nataka kupigana na yeye. Na pia mtoto ni wangu, unaona?
Yeah.
Sasa siwezi kuchukua vitu na kukuza mama na mtoto. Like, there's a little honor we have as Africans,
And then she went and got child support. And then around the same time is when she's planning the exit.
Yeah, so even the child support thing is very interesting because now when I moved out, I found my own apartment. So again, I'm continuing to build, I'm trying the co-parenting, see how, I'm doing the best I can, It's also, co-parenting is rough, But anyway, around that time, we are co-parenting. What happens? She loses the apartment. Okay? So now she wanted me to take her in the place where I am. So I was like, no, I can't take you in, but I can take my daughter in. My daughter is mine, but as far as you, I can't take you in. Sasa lazima tu ujipange, mtu yako poa. So, hapo riffraff nini, namsaidia hapa pale, lakini naona huyu mwanamke mazee akiendelea kuishi kwa nyumba yangu, siku moja kutakuwa na vita, alafu hata mapolisi hatamtoa, unaona? Alafu hata establish residence hapo. So lazima tu aende, Sasa aka feel some type of way. Siku moja akakuja hapo, I'd gone out of town with my daughter. And then one of the guys, I had a friend who I was assisting at the time, so he was living in my place. It was a pretty big place, So, the guy lets her in because, he's just assuming that, this is my daughter's mother. She's probably come to see something. And then she comes in with another man, So now she comes with another man. The guy, akanishtua akasema, hey, man, your baby mother is here, but just want to let you know that she's here with another guy, Then I was like, man, what nonsense is that, Now that's being disrespectful, right? So, man, so...
Wait a minute. Are you out of town with your daughter?
Yes, I'm out of town with my daughter.
She come to your crib where you have a roommate?
Yes.
And she brings another guy?
Yeah, she brings another guy.
Is he a Kenyan?
Was he a Kenyan?
The other guy?
I don't know. He was an African or African American. I can't remember. It's been a while, But I'm going through the story. Like, you know, I'm going through. It says it's either Kenyan or, but because she'll hang out with Kenyans or Africans or Jamaicans. You know, Jamaicans always in the mix also. You know, some. I don't know.
So,
But anyway, so
why is she at your crib?
well, what did she gave him an excuse that she had come to see something. I don't know. There was something that was happening between them. So I never really got to the matter. What I told him was tell her to leave my house immediately because I'm on my way back. If I come and find her and that guy over there, it's war, all out war. I'm gonna do it in front of my daughter. Like today, I don't even care. So I left where I was. I was in a family function, and I'm leaving. You know. And my family's trying to hold me back, but no, Paul, you're gonna go to jail. Paul, you're gonna go to jail. I'm like, no, man, I'm not gonna go to jail. This woman's in my house, and no, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
Wait. But you know you're gonna go to jail.
No, so
It's not the reason of why you did something. It's what you did. So if you go back to your house, you are legitimately in your house. But if you cause fracas, and there is a woman involved, you are the one going to jail.
Yes.
When the police show up, you are the first guy to have handcuffs on. It does not matter anything else.
Yes, you're right. 100%. I'm guilty until proven innocent as a mess.
Yes. So now these people are telling you, come to your senses. If you go do what you're about to go do, you are going to go to jail. You know that. They know that.
Yes.
But you are so flared up for logic.
Yeah. Yes. You're right. Yes, I cannot.
So,
because this is another level of disrespect. This is now adding to it, right? So anyway, I make it there. She had left. So when she had left, at that point I was like, well, you know what? From now on, now I even know like you bring men around my daughter. So now that one is even bothering me more, So I'm like, you know what? Now I'm just gonna keep my daughter, Now we're gonna see how we're gonna work this co-parenting, okay? Yeah, kwa sababu sasa hata hataki kuniona kwa sababu vile alikuja nao mwanaume kwa nyumba, sasa ameogopa, So siku moja hapo, niko na sasa nikaanza kumwambia wewe fanya hivi, anza kunini, lazima sasa hata ushughulikie maslahi ya mtoto, I have daycare for the child because I go to work, so I make sure, I've got my daughter to a daycare. She's within my schedule. I'm working it, We are good. So one day she comes, she's, hey, I want to see my daughter. Then I'm like, well, you're going to see your daughter. There's no problem. But right now I need to know you have a place to live. I need to know you're not walking around with men because I don't want my daughter to mimic you. I'm just saying you need to get your stuff first in order before you see your daughter. There's no issue. Okay? And I told you, don't come around my place because you already know what you did. Okay, so akakambali. So I'm telling her, hey, you know what? I need you to send me some money because you're also responsible. Okay? Kanga kuniambia sijui nini, akanga kuleta makorofishano nini. So I got to a point nikamhurumia, nikasema sawa, you know what? Kuja una mtoto lakini hautoki na mtoto. Unaona? Hautoki na mtoto. Okay? Ukitoka na mtoto, sijui kule mnaenda, lakini ukitoka na mtoto na uchezio kama kutoka na mtoto, usirudi na mtoto. Kwa sababu unaona mtoto anakula poa, mtoto anatuliza, anatungwa poa, hakuna shida, unaona? Poa. Akakuja nikamhurumia, akakuja kwa nyumba. Anaona mtoto, Anajaribu kuniongelesha, so hapana, maze, just focus on the toy. You don't worry about me. Just focus on the toy. The toy is happy to see you, happy to see the toy. This is what I just do your thing. So kidogo, cheza mtoto, nikaenda upstairs, nika fall asleep. Kuja downstairs, ameenda na mtoto. Sasa nimekasirika sana, ameenda na mtoto. Sasa nasema, okay, sasa nitafanya nini? Nikasema sasa, nishamuona. Nikatu, me kwanga nice guy, so this nice guy thing is getting me in hot waters, Because she thinks I'm passive aggressive, I'm playing around, So I leave her alone. Akaenda siku mbili, sasa amekwama, ana pesa, amekwama kwa sababu sasa it's become a load now because she can't take care of the child.
But is she getting child support at this time?
No, she's not. I'm getting to the child support, how it happened. I'm getting to. She's not getting child support yet, right?
Yeah.
Because she still doesn't. I don't know. She's not gotten to that point yet where she's like, I'm going to put you on child support. So now, what happened? She came with a child. Listen to this one. She comes with a child because now she has nowhere to go. She comes with a child and with cops, and then she tells the cops. No. What happened? She came with a child. Yeah, she came with a child. She came with a child to see me. Now I'm feeling namhurumia. Sema kuja basi, akakuja na mtoto. So bila kuja na mtoto, I met her outside the house, because now I already knew. Now you're not entering my house now. No, you're not. So I'm standing outside the house. So I take the child. And come on, okay, wait a minute. Now I can't talk to you over here. We're holding the child. Let me put the child in the house. I'm going to be right back, okay? So when I put the child in the house, I lock the door. I tell her to go. Asante, nimepata mtoto, and that's up, okay? My daughter is dirty. I have to clean my daughter. I'm just like, I have to take care of my daughter, So boom. Akarudi na polisi. Sasa kwa akarudi na polisi, ambia vile nimechukua mtoto. Anataka mtoto. Nikamwambia, enyewe, huyu mwanamke, yes, she's the mother. There's no custodial rights or anything. His child is with me. She doesn't have a place to stay. So you can go official mob, So the cops told me, they're like, look, it's okay, you can keep the child since she has nowhere to go, But the next thing, what we need you to do is you need to go down to the family court and put yourself down for custody so you don't have this kind of thing, right? So I'm like, okay, fine. So next day, I went down there to the court, to just start the paperwork for the custody, This is my first time doing this. I'm scared, I don't want too much, spotlight, It's getting crazy, So I'm down there. The people for the place, nikana na mtoto pia akisema, unajaribu. So mama kwa shida sasa anyway, so fanya hivi, we're gonna give you the paperwork. Now you go think about it. You do it. You think about it because now, as you're doing it, you can also put her on child support. Then I was like, man, I don't know if I can put this woman on child support. I mean, she's giving me a hard time, but let me think about it, So I go home with the paperwork. I don't do anything with the paperwork. I thought about it. I even called out, like, I went to the family court, like the cop said. And, again, me, I'm just saying I'm going to put you on child support. Akaanza kulia, kusema, hapana, don't put me on child support, I'm not going to fight with you about, about the baby. I'm not going to do none of that, Just, let's just work it out. I'm like, oh, no, let's look at the child. Don't look at me and you working it out. That one is not happening. Just look at the child, This back and forth is going to take a toll on her, So, that happened. And finally, it got to a point of like, I'm not even going to take custody. I'm going to leave you the child, okay? I'm not even put you on child support. I'm not going to I'm going to let this thing go. You just be civil, okay? Find your place, get your place, and then, we can do the co-parenting like we're doing before. When I did that, next week, she came for the child. We're doing the co-parenting. I didn't know it was a play. It was a ploy, She took the child. She had the child. Boom. She didn't waste time. She went down. She did the same thing I was going to do. She took the custody, and then she put me on child support.
When you had the chance, you hesitated.
Exactly. But I didn't take the chance to do it. Why? Because of what? Honor. The African way. Hakuna haja kuingiza nini? The system.
And where is her African honor?
Sasa ended up on child support. Even to this day, I always tell her, like, hey, I could have, but I never chose to. There are a lot of things I could have, but I chose not to, Because, again, it goes back. As an African man, you're looking at certain things, And these are some of the causes of what leads to alcoholism, Because now you don't have a let up. You can't talk to your parents. You can't talk to anybody. You can't talk to your brother. You can't talk to your sister. The only people you can talk to who can relate to you are the African Americans around you. And the African Americans around you have to be very careful before you end up in hard drugs.
Are there soft drugs?
Huh?
Are there soft drugs?
Are there soft drugs?
Yeah, why did you put a distinction there about hard drugs? Are there soft drugs?
There are soft drugs.
Like what? Weed? Like weed?
That's a great question. Weed is a soft drug.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Weed is a soft drug. Now, there are hard drugs like cocaine.
What about speed?
Speed?
Yeah.
That's a hard drug. Remember, the difference between the two is a soft drug is like weed, alcohol,
Ah, okay.
Yes, those are soft drugs.
I see what you mean there.
Yes. Now,
all right.
Cocaine, man, trust me, you'll make no money, okay? Because that one has overtaken your life, 100%. Yeah, and it's not cheap either.
Plus, the dynamics of the relationship between the Black Americans and their women is totally different than that of Africans and their women. Because there is the extra layer of the immigration status in play.
Correct.
I mean, they can do whatever they are doing, they are not going anywhere.
Correct. You're not correct 100%.
Yeah.
You're very correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you're very correct. So remember, in this play, remember, immigration status is playing a key role in me making a move.
Yes.
Yes. So we don't want to mention the elephant in the room because we already know. Because I'm talking to a Kenyan, you already know immigration is a big topic within this the navigation between me and this woman.
And something else, and I don't want to rush your story, so don't lose your train of thought. And something else too, all these things she's doing, she's trapping you into a confrontation because she knows the weakness that comes with you being an immigrant.
Yes.
So when your family members are telling you, don't go there, if you do that, you're going to go to jail. But that's exactly what she wanted. She brought in another man there to bait you into a pickle, so to speak.
Yeah. You see that? You see that story of the bait when she tried to bait me and my family warned me. That was the first time I'd seen that. You see the first time I'm dealing with the courts and everything. That's the first time I'm seeing that, and then navigating through family court and this thing. From that point, I only have one child. But that thing traumatized me so much. I told every woman after that, I was like, you know what? When I'm courting you and I'm with you, okay, remember one thing. I'm going to learn your menstrual cycle better than you, okay, so that you don't get pregnant, okay? Because what I've been through with this woman and pregnancy and having a child, I'm not going to do it again.
Age 21, bro. You are dealt a bad one.
Anyway.
All right. So now we are at. She beat you to your own game. She went to the family court, and she now herself get the child support orders.
Yes.
All right.
Now she's running. Now she got me on child support.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in the system. Okay? Now I have to pay child support. Child support is no joke. Okay, child support is no joke. Because when you miss those payments, they just continue building up. Now, if you miss those payments, if you miss a couple of payments, like for example, me, I ended up losing my job at the time, and since my payments were so high, within a span of 6 weeks, I defaulted $2,500.
Man.
And then on top of that, a warrant of arrest was issued for me.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have a warrant of arrest. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm 2,500 in arrears. Okay. Now, what happens is when child support is interesting. When you're in arrears and the warrant is issued, okay, they're not going to listen to your story or anything unless you have 2,500. Okay, that's it. Where's the money? Please, money, and then we listen to what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we come up with the money.
At this point, at this very, very point, now you are at the child support court. What is your immigration status?
Magari si bado sijaanza kufanya. Mi bado
So-
nadeal na kesi ya mkuu. Yaani hata hizo vitu, yaani stories za immigration hata hazishiki kwa kichwa, kwa sababu sasa hivi basi niko na warrant boss, niko na warrant. Nisipolipa warrant, yani I have to drive the car to work.
Yes.
To look for. I'm on. Anytime I'm pulled over, what happens? They're gonna see you have a warrant.
Yep.
So my life is like this. I'm stressing, man. I'm stressing, man.
And you know all this is by design. And we'll talk about that later. I don't want to mess your flow of thoughts. So she is now at the family court. Now she's the one getting child support from you.
Yeah. She's not getting it, and I end up losing the job, and I'm in arrears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my arrears have gone up to 2,500. I have a warrant of arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now again, I need the thing. I need to get a job as soon as possible because it keeps pandering,
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to clear the warrant of arrest because if I don't clear it, you know what's gonna happen.
It's a ripple effect.
You get the warrant and you go to jail.
Yeah.
When you go to jail, I mean, when you go to jail, it depends on how clean your record is.
Yeah.
It depends on how deep you're in the paperwork.
If when they issue the warrant of arrest, if they catch you driving, they arrest you, they impound the vehicle, take it to the pound. Now you owe charges for towing the vehicle and the storage of the vehicle every day.
Yeah.
You go to jail, you automatically already lost your job because you are not showing up for work. You are in jail.
Yeah.
And on top of that, now you have a record that will prevent you from having jobs in the future.
Yeah. And remember, for you to get out of jail,
You have number one to get a lawyer to put the bail, and then there is this stream of time wasted on court cases.
I'm telling you, you cannot. Listen, you're going so far. Listen, you remember to get out, that 2,500 has to be paid, or you're gonna serve some time. Okay, the system is so crazy. So that money has to come out. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're starting from -0. So I'm trying to avoid this thing. So I'm like, you know what? The best thing is, right now with this situation. Because at that time, we were living in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I was like, you know what? This time, man, what I'm going to do is, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this Allentown, Pennsylvania area.
Yeah.
I'm going to go forward. Okay? I'm going to go to New York City. Because around that time, I started doing this business of fashion,
Mm-hmm.
And then I used to travel back and forth, Allentown and New York,
What kind of fashion? What kind of fashion?
It's called streetwear, high-end streetwear. Selling to boutiques and stuff like that.
Like male model?
No, like no fashion, like nguo, like high, like nguo, like t-shirt. Okay, for example, a t-shirt costs $292.
Okay.
Yeah, so that kind of fashion, So we managed to get into like American hip hop, and American hip hop, and they do the advertising, and then we go to these stores and we sell it. So yeah,
So
I started
you are sharing the clothes.
yes, selling the clothes.
Ah, okay.
Yes, selling the clothes.
Okay.
So around that time, all these things are happening. I was like, let's go close to New York and just do it there. Stay away from this woman.
Yeah.
Now, it's gonna be 10 times harder to see the baby, but it is what it is. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I gotta clear this thing. So in grace of God, I get to the New York area. I'm living in an area called Roselle, New Jersey. I get one of those regular jobs, and I'm pushing the clothes. I come up with a 2,500. I go and clear the thing. The warranty's taken off, and now I'm back. I can drive. I start building.
Man, so you needed to disappear to a different state to get the money to fix the problem in your own state.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, because if you stay, that's another thing. That's what you gotta tell the man. Yeah. Leave the woman, leave that area. Because if you stay in that area, you're gonna be deported. I'm telling you 100%.
Whoa.
If you stay in that area, you're gonna be deported. And when you leave, don't tell anyone you're leaving, you go. And go far. Okay?
What?
Go. Don't talk to anyone. Go far and build yourself. And then come fix the problem and go back to that place. Never stay in that area again. Never come back to that area.
Yeah.
Or you will be deported 100%. I'm not lying to you.
So now you're in New York and New Jersey. You make the money, you cross over, and you go clear the mess so that the warrant can drop or be overridden by you having paid the arrears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so she sees it because she gets the money, bang. She sees it because now, when she sees the money, she's like, oh, I see you making money, huh? I say, yeah, I ignore, I'm like, whatever, man, And she's like, so when are you going to see your daughter? Really win, you remember? And I'm like, man, I'm so far now, man. I believe one thing. This is what I told her. I believe one thing. A child should stay with her mother, especially a girl, okay? The day she's ready to come to daddy, she will come. But I'm not fighting, okay? Wewe, ujipange, mimi nijipange, uendelee tu hivyo, okay? Hivyo. Akajaribu kunibembeleza na mtoto. Niliona mtoto mara kadhaa. Nilidrive huko, nikachukua mtoto, weekend nini. Lakini nilikuwa mbali, so ilikuwa pengine once a month.
Yeah.
But the distance helped me build, In as much as it was lonely, in as much as I felt like a bad dad, I had to do it.
Yeah.
Because had I not done it, I would not be talking to you today in American soul.
So she tells you, when are you coming to see the baby? You go there a couple times. Yeah. It's a long distance.
Yes. So now I remember being at a greater distance now.
Yeah.
I can only see the baby at certain times of the month, and it's controlled, right?
Yeah.
Now around that time is when she started figuring out how she's gonna go back to Kenya. Right. Remember I told you she was planning to go to Kenya. She didn't mention it to me, but I found out through her emails.
Yeah.
Right. So around that time, that's when that happened, and then actually my daughter was 3 years old at the time.
Okay.
So she backed up. I didn't tell her anything that I knew. The day she was going, I already had the flight information. I met at the airport. Just as she's about to enter the gate, she's carrying my daughter. My daughter turns around, she says, Daddy. She's in shock because she's like, your dad is here. Then my daughter is fighting to come down. She runs to me. She's like, Daddy. Then so I look at her. I'm like, how are you going to leave? How are you going to leave without even letting me see my daughter?
She is living with your daughter?
Yes, without telling me she's living with my daughter. And then I meet at the airport. Remember, I didn't tell her anything because I told her something should have hit it. You know, like it again goes back to.
But in the email, you can see that the daughter is accompanying her.
Yes.
You knew she was taking the daughter with her.
Yes. But I could not tell her. I could not tell her I know.
Yeah.
Because if I tell her I know, she's gonna change the flight.
Yes.
Okay. Change the password in the email.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna be able to see my daughter.
Correct.
Because now she's really gonna punish me. That's another thing. You gotta teach the men silence.
Wow.
In as much as you know the information, man, let me tell you something. You know the information to the point you can get this woman locked up. Please silent. Okay? You know what should be on your side? Patience. And time. And that's why patience and time is disrupted by alcohol.
Aha. And
Because now
then
you enter rage.
and then there comes the poor judgment.
Yes.
You cannot think clear when you have a foggy mind.
Yes. Because remember, the woman is always calculating ahead of you.
Big time. Big time.
Yes. So once you know your weakness is alcohol, she's going to play you to get you to the alcohol so you can rush the judgment. Because when you're sober, you're not telling her anything. But once you ukisha gonga hiyo kitu, sasa ndio unaimba. No.
And you obviously used to drink at the time.
At that time it was on and off. So
Like the time when you were in a family function, were you drunk that day?
In a family function.
When she came to your house with another man, were you drunk that day?
No, I was not drunk that day because I was with my daughter. So I made it such a way that
That is what saved you, and we'll get to that. I will show you the significance of all these points that you have articulated to me. I will show you the significance of them. But let's go back at the airport. She's about to leave with your daughter, and then you showed up.
Mm-hmm. So when I showed up, remember my daughter, she was holding my daughter, so how she's facing the line to enter the gate, and then my daughter is facing her back. So I'm coming from the back, you know. So my daughter sees me, akashuka, akanikujia, you know, nikamhug, ndo nikamuuliza like wewe sasa ukuna nani ukunaenda unarudi Kenya bila kuniambia kulioniambia nione mtoto wangu. Akaniuliza amestuka, amesema ulijuaje naenda? Nikasema kwani unafikiri kwani unaweza hide kila kitu? Sasa kile kimefanya this is another one. Sasa alikuwa anaenda kufly through Heathrow, right? Hapo connect and Nairobi. Sasa dem atafikiri kuingia Heathrow unahitaji nini? Visa. Sasa akafika kwa gate akamwambia boss, hauna visa Heathrow. Hauwezi panda ndege. Sasa mimi nishaona mtoto wangu mzee analia, mimi kaatana nao sana. Bila sana natoka, you know, iko hapo Newark Liberty Airport, you know, hapo Newark. Sasa, you know, sasa mimi nishalia zangu sama tu ni poa tu. I mean, there's a God, you know. Anampigia simu anasema, hey, can you come back? Are you too far? Can you come back? Nasema, yeah, I come back. What's going on? You know? Yaani nimefurahi madhata kuona mtoto wangu, you know. Akaniambia, you know, Swezi and I was going through Heathrow, lakini wameniambia Swezi and through Heathrow. Lazima sasa ni figure out kule nitaenda kwa hitaji visa. Sasa wameniambia the only country I can go through is
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, Switzerland. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's gonna take about a week. So chukua mtoi for 1 week, maze nilifurahi maze. Nikaketi mtoto wangu 1 week. Mama alikuwa anaenda kutoka bila mtoto, mimi kujua mtoto wangu. Mimi alikuwa anatoka bila mimi kuhaga ama kuona mtoto wangu. Sasa ameblokiwa as go through Heathrow for her to switch kila kitu, ticket nini, flight imekuwa postponed for 1 week, ataenda through Amsterdam, and then again 1 week with my daughter. Alafu around that time pia nilifanya kitu ingine. Sasa vile sasa alikuwa anataka vile sasa anataka kunini, anataka kuenda sasa, stories za paperwork pia zikakuja. Baba mtoto amesign paperwork, you know. Kwa hivyo kila kitu alikuwa anafanya magendo. Hata I don't even know who was advising. Kila kitu anafanya magendo. Anyway, ikaget place wakasema, wenyewe wewe huwezi travel bila paperwork ya bila baba mtoto kusign paperwork. Because it was something to do like international child smuggling or something like that, you know. Anyway, akaenda akaniambia, sir, you know, you need to sign this document, or you know, it's gonna be an issue, you know, problem, you know. I'm like, well, listen, man, me, I don't have a problem signing the paperwork, you know. I just, you know, since you know you're already making a move, you know, when you guys go to Kenya, I'm gonna take care of you guys, you know. Now the only thing I need you to do is you have to give me this this child support, you know. So nataka kwenda Kenya na mtoto. Poa. Basi nitoa child support. Hapo atakuvuruga na mimi hapo akasema so anataka kutoa child support. Akafanya necessary paperwork ya child support, kunitoa child support, ikasukumwa. So in 1 week akaenda, within like 3 weeks nikatolewa child support, lakini child support hautoki like immediately, ni over time. You know, wakaniambia tu, you know, by this time, you know, you'll be off child support. You know, it's a little process, but I was getting off child support. All I knew is the day my last payment happens, which is like probably was like 2 months later, I was off child support. By then she's in Kenya. Once she gets to Kenya, I can just focus on my daughter. Okay? Because let me tell you, as soon as she hit Kenya, the child support money was what was supporting her. So she's going everywhere, you know. Unajua unateseka hapa mazee, when you pay child support, man, the guys who pay child support, if you talk to them, they will tell you it's a rough life, you know.
So you bargained for the removal of the child support for you to sign the affidavit of release of the child to go with her.
Yes.
And she goes with the child.
Yes.
But she was counting on your child support money to support herself in Kenya.
For 18 years. It goes back to the thing. Remember what you said. Remember, because that thing gravitated with me so much. I was like, I'm going to call this guy. Because what he's speaking, I think a lot of people need to hear this. Especially what Trump is doing right now. I'm telling you, any Kenyan man who has common sense is going to listen to what you're saying, retreat, and you go and build yourself. Okay? Wachana na wanawake, wachana na historia wa Kenya. Don't please leave it alone. Go disappear somewhere. Go build yourself. You look back 4 years from now, you're gonna be surprised.
Bro, so I just told the exact words to a guy last night, a 21-year-old guy. I told him the exact words that you just said right now. I said, you are 21. Just clear your head out. Just go hustle for 4 years in lieu of going to college. If you go to college at 21, you are going to rake in student loan and you're going to be tied up to that degree that you went to do. And your life will be dictated by that degree. But you're here in the free world, already doing things in the blue collar economy. If you focused on that, if you participated in the equivalent of 401k, he's Canadian, so they have their own 401k, different name. If you participated in that, you start saving. If you focus knowing you want to beat the people who went to college ahead of the line in 4 years, then you will be at the front of the line in 4 years' time. Without student loan and without a degree that is going to tie you down for the rest of your life. Because what the degree says is, this is your pathway. Now you are railway line. There are no corners, there are no deviations, there are no detours in a railway line. The railway line is one straight line from Mombasa to Kisumu. You have nothing else to do other than to follow the railway line. But if you open yourself up, but for you to do that, you have to separate yourself with the equivalent of the American niggers in Canada, and you have to delay your gratification.
Yeah.
Then you have to be very disciplined. If that's something you can do, you do that. If not, join the Matrix. Boy.
I grabbed what you said. What you said was a great opener. Okay, that is the opener. That's. Remember, you said something. It's Kenyan women and Kenyan men.
Yep.
And coming from the conservative society, and now you enter where there's liberty. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the Kenyan man, to a certain degree, is still holding his conservative views because you're still looked at a certain way in Kenya.
Exactly.
For your family.
Exactly. Look at you, bro. Look at you. Yeah. You are fighting your woman trying to skip the country with your daughter, and you still get in her own plans. You get in her plans, even though you just discovered she was pulling wool over your face.
Yeah.
You still get in her plans because you are a good person. You want what is best for your child. But she doesn't care about the child. The child is a beginning chip for the child supposed to continue flowing.
I'm going to bring it home to you. I'm going to bring it home to you. I'm going to bring it home to you. Now, remember, she takes the child. So now that's, she's taking the child, boom. Now, one day, this is around COVID. This is right before COVID, 2019. Okay, 2019, me and my friends are doing research. We're like, man, there's something about to happen to the world. There's something about to happen to the world. We don't know. So one of my friends is in Kenya. He does a lot of research. He goes, man, have you guys heard about this thing happening in China, Wuhan? Like, yeah, what is happening in China, Wuhan? Man, China, Wuhan, man, they have this thing, COVID made a total lockdown in China. I'm like, well, that's not surprising. It's a communist country. You're not surprised? Then they're like, man, I don't know what you guys are talking about because they're saying it's going everywhere. Remember, the Chinese travel everywhere, right? So 2020, what happens? Boom, lockdown happens in America, then subsequently happens around the world. Who calls me? My daughter. What does she say? Daddy, I want to come to you. Now, the mother. My daughter is in high school, right? She's in a good high school in Nairobi. Her mother has left her. She's in Saudi Arabia.
Whoa.
Now remember, like you said, it was to punish me.
Whoa.
To make it the right decision was this: do not waste your time with a woman who's not going to bring you or build you up, or you guys are going to build anything together. Because you've tasted the false fruit of what? Liberty, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not a real fruit.
It's the perception of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, it's a perception. There's no such thing as an American dream. It's a perception of the American dream.
I have some guys that work for me from Cuba.
Uh-huh.
And The dream in Spanish is sueño.
Yes,
One time they were throwing a big party and they invited me there, and the whole family was there. It looked like a small Havana. They were all happy. They have kids, they have wives, they have husbands. They have food from that look exactly like it would look in Havana. And I said, hey, my friends, you guys have made it to America. Este is the Americano sueño. This is the American dream. And he said, the problem with the American dream, you have to stay awake.
Yeah, that's right. Let me tell you, the American dream has...
You have to stay awake. And I've never forgotten what that Cuban told me. The problem with the American dream, you have to stay alert. That is the American dream. It's a facade. It's a mileage.
Yeah.
It's a mirage.
Yes. It's a mirage.
Yeah.
It's a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
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 That's why even a billionaire, Jeff Bezos. I wish we had a podcast we can discuss it. It's a long story, but I'm giving you a synopsis, giving you an idea into a podcast. Like some of us just need to be on a podcast and just speak this thing, And I think you're the one leading our way too. This is good, because people need to come there and people need to air this thing out. People need to hear this. These are real stories. I'm not making anything up, Okay, so now my daughter decides that she's coming. She comes. That's around COVID.
She's a teenager now.
Yeah, she's a teen. Remember, she's in high school. So she comes. I'm looking at her. Remember, she was in Kenya. During COVID, they shut down school.
Yeah.
So me, I was like, my daughter's gonna be behind 1 year. I was like, no, man, I've gotta hurry up. Man, I gave her a deadline to come. She came. Boom. Got into school. Boom. Boom. Before you know it, she's in college. Boom. Boom. So this year, not even this year. Last month she went to visit her mother. After 6 years, after being here for about she came here 2020, right?
Yeah.
After 5 years. Okay. After 5 years, but she had not seen her mother for about 6 years because her mother had gone to Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah.
So this year she was going to see her mother. When she went to see her mother, she's totally different now. She's a woman now. She's 21. She has her own thing. She's doing her thing. She's about to graduate. She's been making money. She's doing something. Her mother looks at her. She says, "Hey, hope sasa umekuja na maringo." So I'm telling her, "Una maringo." Akwambia, if you go there, you wanna act like those people. That is you. Huku litoko kacha kitambo. Do you know what happened, my friend? The last night, her and her mother get into a big fight. Mama yake ameenda akakunywa, akakuja, akapigana na mtoto. Sasa mtoto akangoja mama alale, akachukua virago zake, akatoka. Hata akamwambia mamake kwa heri. Tunakumbuka airport, vile alitoka, alikuwa anajaribu kutoka na mtoto. Sasa mtoto akamwacha huko Kenya. Hata akamwambia kwa heri, akarudi zake. You can't make these things up.
Man.
And in the meantime, I'm also the mother's telling her she wants to kill herself. She's suicidal. She's blaming the daughter. Now, okay, you cannot do that. You cannot kill yourself. There's no such thing as killing yourself. You just gotta tough it out. You gotta be accountable. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. Anyway, just make sure she can talk to me. She's blocked me. I tried. Okay, what do I do? Again, being a nice guy, being used again, right? Soon as she talks to the daughter, akarudi akaanza kunitukana sasa. Because you know what, you're blocked for life. You never learn.
So let me ask you, when you and I are going to speculate.
Yeah.
Did she want your daughter to petition for her to have papers now that she is 21 years old?
Yeah. She has done that. But if not, do you think she has done that? That was her intent. And then my daughter has done it. Remember, again, I go back to the men out there. I'm going to tell the men out there, my friend, if you love your freedom, if you love what you're doing in America, leave the woman alone, okay? At the end of the day, she does not know head from tail. You understand? Yeah. If you get involved in that, number one, she's going to be wasting your time. Number two, she's not accountable. Number three, she is not there. You know, you're the only one who's going to keep wasting time. You see me, when I got my daughter, she's in a different position. Yeah, that's what I wanted. She looks at things differently. Okay? Vile mamake alimtukana akampiga hata isahau. Okay? And I said, poor mama, but she's a woman just like her mother. She's going to hold resentment just like her mother. That is something they're involved in. Me as a man, I cannot enter that.
You know, there is something unique about daughters when they become adults.
Yeah.
Unlike sons, when a son becomes an adult, their father is always going to be their father. Right?
Yeah.
When daughters become adults, their mothers become just another woman.
Yeah.
There's something shift there. And they start seeing her for the evil that she is. And when they relate, it's on mutual ground, on equal level. You are now a woman, and I see you for the woman that you are.
Yes, 100%. 100%. You said it right. That's what happened. Because she went to Kenya with her own money.
Man.
Now she's treating her mother. Remember, she's 21. Her mother is 45. She's taking her mother around.
And she cannot stand her manipulation anymore because she sees through her.
Yes, alafu anakumbuka babake kwa sababu yeye ndiye amenipiga simu akisema, "Daddy, I didn't want to call you about this, but this is what it is. Mom hit me na kanza kulia, sama mama, relax. One thing I'm going to tell you is, now you've become an adult. Okay? Jealousy and envy comes in different packages. Okay? Welcome to adulthood. Be careful who you trust. You've seen it. You've grown. Now if you go back to that, it's on you. You've seen your potential. You see where you're going. Okay? Remember, the mother still comes back with what you just said is true. So the mother is still taking it out on me because she didn't get the full satisfaction from the doctor.
Exactly. And you had shielded your daughter the whole time about her real mom, about the character of her real mom, about what she took you through because of her. You shielded her from all that, and you let nature do its thing. You said when she grows up, she's going to discover her on her own.
Yeah. Yes. It goes back to what you said. Alcohol. Guys, stay away from alcohol. I'm telling you, my brother, I've been working on being sober. Being sober is one of the best things you can do. You keep you away from trouble because you know what? You can think with a clear mind. Now imagine if I was drinking and then she tells me that. See, sasa ningejia sasa tunakoroga tu mambo hapo nini. You know?
Bro.
Not seeing the bigger picture. Not even seeing, as I explained the story to you, that one came full circle, you know? That's just to tell you the ending of that story, where it ended. You know, there's so much that happened in between, but that's irrelevant. It's the day the daughter came to see her mother for her true nature. Even the story that was told to one another, I've never gone to her to ask her. Me, I just blocked the mother because she's talking nonsense. My daughter, I didn't involve her. I didn't enter there because I'm like, I'm the adult here. Okay? I can't come talking to you about your relationship with your mother. Me, I was not there when you guys were fighting. Me, you called me about the situation. I told you what to do. It's an advice I can give you. Okay? Yeah, so I'm not interested in what happened. That's irrelevant. That's it. What you choose to do, that's your business.
Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you. Now, that's what I'm saying. These are the things that are causing people to get alcoholics. Now I'm going to tell you the most recent one. That's actually why I called you. This was the beginning of what happened, right?
Yeah.
So when I came to Dallas, Texas, I was to share with you earlier how I was with my aunt, and my aunt, she lives here. Finally, I have to set foot. I just come to Texas. I don't have a place to stay. I gotta figure it out. Actually, when I came, it was a little rough because I came in November, and I just been. The reason I actually left New York, New Jersey is because we have been laid off construction. And when I see we are laid off construction, New York, New Jersey, I know it's some financial thing that's coming down the line.
Yeah.
Remember, New York is the financial capital of the United States.
Yeah.
So the ripple effect starts up there. So usually when I see that, I run for cover. I go to a state that's cheaper.
Yeah.
Until it blows back, and then you go back up there.
Yeah.
On the boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's 23 November. Because now we're entering the election season. So construction has slowed down up there. I'm like, man, let me go see what's going on up here. So nikakuja hapa. So my aunt is quite a sensual woman. I've never seen her go to church. But now when I came around this time, apparently she was going to a Nigerian church. Right? Now, nothing against the Nigerians, but Nigerian church. I know there's something up there that's not godly 100%. I'm just gonna be honest, okay?
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something not right?
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10, when you hear the story, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. Yeah.
She's a single woman.
Yes, she's a single woman. Yes. You can check. You see your questionnaire. You can check all of it, and I'll tell you yes. I'll tell you yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so she has this pamphlet, and then she shows me the church. I'll tell you the church. The church is called Christ Embassy.
Uh-huh.
The pastor is called Chris Oyakilome.
Uh-huh.
So, she's going to this church. And then, so when I came, she's talking about this church. Then on Wednesday, she says, hey, let's go to church. Yeah. Now, remember, I've entered. I need to be in a place to figure things out. So I'm going to play what? I'm going to play to my tune because I have to set up,
At the point of your weakness, now you have to relent.
Yes. You're one of the few people, apart from my best friend, you were one of the few people that realized what that was.
Yeah.
It was a point of weakness.
Yes.
Okay? And the point of weakness, one of the best places I could come to was what? Was Texas.
Yes.
Okay? Because it's laid back.
Yeah.
It's not fast paced. Okay? Because again, if I'd stayed there at the point of weakness and kept the pace, I'll have entered deeper into alcohol,
You have your own demons that you are fighting.
Yes.
She takes advantage of that. That weakness becomes a vulnerability that she wants to exploit. And I don't even know what you're going to tell me next.
Yeah, it gets better. Okay, so now here comes Wednesday. We are going to church. So as we go to church, she lets one of her friends driving her car, Now, her friend is driving a car, and she's happy, she's introducing me. Yeah, that's my nephew, he's visiting, and then, her and her friend go there like, so is he married? Is he single? Then, then she's like, no, he's single. He's not married. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then they start talking. They're like, hey, we should, then one says, you know what? I think it's a good thing we're going to church because I can introduce him to one of those women over there, this nice girl over there that I can introduce him to, right? Kenyan, by the way, right? So me, I'm in the back of there. I'm just listening. I'm like, okay, no problem. Okay, let's go. we're going to church, but these women are going to introduce me to a woman. That's very interesting, okay? We even forgot what we were going there for, but anyway, whatever. So, get there, do the whole church proceeding, Now, towards the end of the night, towards the end of the service, Wednesday night service, they introduced me to this girl, She's a Kenyan, but she grew up in Germany, and then she just came to the States like about 6 years ago. Right? And then she's carrying one child.
Oh God. Hold that thought.
Yeah, I know, laugh. It's funny, I know.
Bro.
Anyway, yeah.
They drag you to church.
Uh-huh.
After church, they introduce you to a woman from Kenya who came. Huh?
Remember in the car they were discussing about hooking me up with one of the ladies. Right? So there was a discussion between hooking you up with one of the women when we get to church. So there was a back and forth where the woman was like, no, that one is not good, but this one is good. Her name is just gonna say her name is Alexa. Okay, so Alexa is the one, okay, so Alexa is the one, Alexa is the one. Okay, so after church, after the thing is done, they introduced me to Alexa. Now Alexa is holding a child. Okay, so I'm like, oh, this is your child, And she's like, yeah, it's my child. I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay, cool, okay, all right. So I grab the child. I'm holding the child, playing around with the child. The child is a friendly child, and I'm like, okay. So I'm like, oh, so where's the father? Oh, it's a long story. I'm like,
You are the father now, Kenothia. You are the father now. Welcome to your child.
Well, you are right, but I didn't know it then. I didn't know I was being set up for that. Anyway.
So let's rewind. She's a Kenyan.
Mm-hmm.
She had lived in Germany.
Uh-huh.
She has a child.
Uh-huh.
And she just came 6 months ago.
No, she's been here for 6 years.
6 years. Oh, the child is born here.
Yes, the child is born here.
So in essence, they are introducing you back to your ex-wife.
Yes, look, just listen to it. It gets better. So anyway, so we talk, right? So we just simple stuff, yeah. But I didn't ask her for her number or anything. I was just like, nah, that was not. I don't think it was appropriate. Because I went to church. So I was not going to look for somebody's number. Anyway, so another time we go to church, same church over there. It was on a Sunday. After Sunday, they came back to my aunt's house. And that's the day now I got her number, I'm talking to her again, I believe she only has one child, boom. After that, I didn't talk to her for another month. So one day after a month, she called me. So around the time she had called me, me and my aunt were fighting because now, my aunt is putting pressure for me to get a job. I'm in Mansfield. Mansfield is not a place you can just get a job. All my credentials are from New York, New Jersey. So, you go looking for a job there. They're like, we're from New York, New Jersey. What are you doing in Mansfield? You should be in Dallas, So, I'm trying to get the logistics of getting this thing to work, But the pressure my aunt is putting in, it's too much, So she happened to call me, to Alexa. So Alexa called me. We insist to having a conversation, and I'm like, man, I'm going through some pressure with my aunt, man. Where do you live? She tells me she lives in Dallas. Then I'm like, oh, perfect. Oh, man, this is so good. She lives in Dallas. I thought she lived somewhere in Grand Prairie or something, So anyway, I'm like, well, then we talk. We spoke about 2 hours, And then she was like, you know what? I'm not working tomorrow, and I'm coming to see my daughter at my aunt's house. I'll pass by. I'm like, sure. No, you know what? Sure, deal. This is good. I can go look for a job in Dallas, and then my aunt can, the pressure can come down, So she comes, sure enough, she shows up, we talk a little bit, we go to Dallas, pick up, go see her daughter, go to Dallas, she shows me, she's doing something with home health, So, she shows me, I've never done home health, I'm more like into construction and fashion, I'm looking for construction work. But home health, I'm like, at this point, I need anything, because I need to get I need to start hustling. I need to get my feet up. Oh, man. So, I hang out with her a couple of days. My aunt is calling me. She's like, hey, you've not come back. What's going on? I'm like, well, I'm in Dallas looking for a job. And I clearly can't get one in Mansfield. I'm looking for a job. She's like, well, okay, you got to let me know. Then she's like, but where are you exactly? Then I'm like, well, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I'm over here with, I'm here with this girl that I met at the church. And then the first thing my aunt tells me is like, well, I'm going to tell you this. If she kicks you out, don't come back to my house. Then I'm like, huh? I'm like, hey, if she kicks you out, don't come back to my house. And I'm like, whatever, what does that mean? I'm like, whatever. So this girl is curious what my aunt said. I was like, she didn't say anything, don't worry about it. It's my aunt, she talks too much. Anyway, so, around that time also I was waiting for some money to come in. So around that time, the money to come in, it's getting ready. I'm it's like 2-3 weeks and then I get the money. It's a couple $1,000. So, I'm like, you know what? I see this girl. She lived in North Dallas. Are you familiar with North Dallas?
Mesquite.
No, not Mesquite. Like north of Dallas. Dallas.
North Dallas proper. Okay. Not north of Dallas. Got it.
Yeah, like Preston Hall. Where there's SMU, that area.
Aha. I was there not too long ago. Yes. I was inside MSU.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. So that area is very affluent,
Very.
So she lived in that area.
Yeah.
So now when she lived in that area, I was like, oh, this is opportunity right here. This is it. Now you're talking my language. This here is where I want to be. Okay? So I'm looking at the chick, I'm like, I got some money coming in, don't worry, we're gonna get you. Now, mind you, when I got to the chick, she was struggling, she was not making rent, she was also looking for a job, she was just going through a tough time, Then I'm like, you know what, we can both work on this together, and make this happen,
Yeah.
So what happens? I wind up sleeping with a woman. No. Actually, before I even go to that point where I slept with a woman. So now when I met her, you remember I thought she had one child. Now when I come to North Dallas, she tells me, we have to go and pick up my daughter. Then I'm like, you have another daughter? And she's like, you do know I have a daughter? I'm like, clearly you didn't know you have a daughter, but you didn't tell me you have a daughter. You only showed me one. So now again, she shows me her daughter. Her daughter is about 12 years old. So now I'm in shock. I'm like, two, right? So again, I'm always very blunt with women. I'm like, hey, so who's the father now? Same father or different father? I'm like, yeah, it's a tough one. But anyway, we're gonna tough it up because right now, beggars and choosers. I need to get on my feet, because I really need to get solidified in Texas, So anyway, we we go ahead, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, start, getting with her, then we got sexual and stuff like that. So now, it complicates things, Now, like you said earlier, now resume stepdad role, Now she's now looking at me like, husband material, Now, meanwhile, I'm looking at her like, hey, girl, slow down, okay? I'm trying to figure myself out. I need a job. There's some money coming in, but this money is not for us to, it's not to elevate the family. It's more like, it's just a cushion, What rolls in from work is what's gonna help push. But you also gotta push, because you gotta remember these two are not mine, you know. Yeah, they're not mine, you know. So anyway, you know, we continue like that, you know. At this point, you know, remember I met at the church, you know. So at this point, as I'm with her, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not too comfortable going to that church, you know. So she introduced me to another church, you know, which was closer in Dallas, which I liked. I was like, that's fine. It's a white church, you know. It's okay, you know.
Yeah.
You know. Now, the reason for that is now, when I met her, one day we were driving, you know, and we were driving. I don't know what I said, but I said something bold, you know, that she did not expect. But how she looked at me, she reminded me of another woman, Kenyan woman again, okay, who had similar characteristics to her. Yeah. Now, this Kenyan woman, I'm just going to call her W, right?
Yeah.
Now, W, how she told me outright, okay? And this is after I caught her in something, you know. She used to do some mysterious things, you know.
Yeah.
And so one day I asked W, hey, I mean, you when you come from work, she was a nurse, by the way, nurse, you know, making good money, you know, in New Jersey over there. After she comes from work, she just disappears. You know, you hear your woman enter the house, and then you're like, oh, you're waiting for her to come and say, hey, good morning, honey, how you doing? You know, and then, you know, or you and the you know. I hear
So
she comes in.
you had stayed with her in the same house?
Yeah. What do you think I'm telling you is after I've gotten close to the woman, you know? You forget the first hi, how you doing. Now after you get close to the woman, that's when you begin to see some things.
Yeah.
Initially, you're not going to see anything because you're lured in.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, during the luring process, you're not going to see anything. It's after you have the conjugal visits a couple of times and you lock it down like an African man. Like, okay, we're moving on. That's when you begin to see things.
Yeah.
You know? So now I'm talking about that stage, you know? So with W, you know, she's coming in and out, you know, after work, some days she just disappears, you know, for 3 hours, you know. So one day I asked her, I'm like, yo, where are you going? You know, are you going to see another man? Or what are you doing? You know, because me, I'm not playing those games. Like, what are you doing? Like, no, it's not that. So one day I put pressure. She just came from all this stuff. Like, today you're going to tell me where you were. Or we're going to go back where you were. Come on, seriously. Where's your phone? We got to look at your phone. Then she tells me, she's like, no, don't make noise. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to be honest with you. I usually, when you see me come and leave, I go and see my spiritual mother. Now, in the East Coast, it's called a botanica. And inside a botanica, there's what they do. It's voodoo, right? Witchcraft. It's called Santeria. Okay. So after work, she would go and see this woman and perform Santeria. After Santeria, she will come with different things and put in the house. Okay. Okay. She'd cook at certain times of the night. You know. She'd cook, she'd not cook regular time. You know, most people cook like, 5, 6, guys, about 8 people have eaten. Now, this chick starts cooking like at 11. It's a heavy meal, like oxtail, lamb. It was like, this good food. Red snapper. It's chasing it with like, Moet Chardon, Dom Perignon. That's the kind of food I'm eating. So, I'm kind of in shock because I'm like, I mean, this chick is you're living extremely well. Seriously, because this is what people consider delicacy. This is not an everyday meal,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's every day, I mean, literally, my friends see me in a month, they're like, boy, you strike some gold, man. You strike some gold. You're glowing, you're glistening, you're big, you're eating good, Me, I'm like, yes. This is before I know about this Santeria thing, So she told me about the woman, and she's like, yeah, then you want to talk to the woman? Like, yeah, I want to talk to the woman. Are you kidding me? So She called the woman. She told the woman, hey, you know, my man is here. He's just, you know, he's been. I thought I was going to see another man, but I told him I'm going to see you. Then she was like, oh, let me talk to him. So she gets on the phone. Now she starts talking to me. My brother, let me tell you something. Wacha nikwambie, hata sauti yake unaweza feel tu hiyo upepo.
Is she African or is she Latina?
No, the woman, she's Santeria. She's Santeria. That's like Dominican Republic, you know. Remember, that's like the Haitian voodoo, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's you know, that's the Haitian one, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's similar to the African one. It's just this one is how they do it. Yeah, yeah. No, it's quite a doko na you know. So, yeah, man. Nikamwambia tu sasa, nikaangalia huyo mother, nikasema sasa, nikasema enyewe mimi singli mambo yenu.
Yeah.
Sasa nikaangalia huyo dem, nikamwambia wewe tuambie. From a young age, grandmother yangu alinifundisha hizi vitu za maupepo si poa. Yeah. Zikirudi, ziurudi. So mimi siwezi ingilia. Mimi nakwambia tu achana naye. Hakuachana naye. You know? So vile naishi naye intensify. So W, now this Aisha now, she's very similar. Her characteristics are similar to W. You know?
No. You didn't call her Aisha. You called her Alexa.
Alexa, Aisha, just no name starts with A. So we're gonna use Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa is easier.
Yeah, Alexa for Amazon. So Alexa. So Alexa's mannerisms are very similar to W. But the only thing that's throwing me off is she goes to church. Because W never used to go to church. But the mannerisms are very similar. Even the application of and the use of sex to control a man, that's the biggest thing. Remember, this chick is going to church. Even the day she slept with me, I asked her, like, man, I mean, for a girl who goes to church, that was pretty fast. I thought you were going to put up a fight. By day 2, I was in there. So I'm like, Sasa. Yeah, anyway, I must have it or I'm being deceived, you know. But there was always something. You know? So anyway, time goes on, you know. She has some mannerisms that not making sense, you know. But, you know, it's okay, you know. Now I get to know, you know, and then how she reveals things, it's not everything's upfront. It's in small increments, you know. So you look for a situation. Once you enter that situation, like, you know, you look around, you're like, you know what, I'll deal with it, you know. When I showed her about the money, her eyes lit up. She's like, wow, you know. Then I showed her business motives, that the business that can be done. Remember, you know, we're not Dallas. Her eyes lit up, you know, like, wow, you know. You know, I even showed her Highland Park, the mall where wealthy people are. She never knew that thing existed there, you know. Actually, when I met her, she was getting food from the food bank, from the pantry. You know, I started showing her how to buy things, you know, just trying to fix this thing. And I'm like, wow, but how come this woman does not have money, you know? You know, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on, you know. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. In the meantime, she's coming with pressure. She's like, man, you know, you've been with me for a while. Are you using me? Are you going to marry me? Then I'm like, chick, man, I don't even know you like that. You know, we're just building this thing. Then she's like, man, I just feel like you're using me. I feel like you're using me. I'm like, how do you feel like I'm using you? Like, you've not even introduced me to your family. I'm like, man, relax, man. What do you mean I've not introduced you to me? You know my mom. You know my aunt. That's my mother and sister.
Wait. This is Debut now.
No, this is Alexa.
Are you double dealing them?
No.
Oh, that was a previous life with Debut.
Huh?
Debut was a previous life. So this is Alexa with the 2 children.
Yes.
She is rushing marriage.
Yes. But remember, the reason I brought W in because W did witchcraft. And she told me she does witchcraft, right?
Yes.
Now Alexa, she has mannerisms of witchcraft, but she goes to church.
She
So
hides
I'm
it in
having
the
a hard
African
time.
Christian religion. She hides it under Pastor Ikemefuna's church.
Yes. So I'm having a hard time distinguishing. It's like kuna upepo inaingia lakini sijui inatoka wapi, unaona? Lakini kuna similarities, unaona? Yeah, so akiongea na mimi nafanya comparison, nafanya lakini hizi vitu nafanya ni kazi na uchawi kwa sababu devil used to do this. You know? Lakini wewe unasema unafanya lakini wewe ni wa Mungu, lakini sasa I'm thrown off, you know? So afu unaona a lot of people who do witchcraft, you're gonna notice. Like people who do witchcraft, you're gonna notice something, right? It's very hard for them to build wealth.
Yeah.
They have money, yes. They have money always. Like what do you call it? They have petty cash. I'll call it petty cash.
Okay.
They always have the petty cash rolling. But they cannot have wealth. They cannot have something building substantial. Why? Because they have to keep feeding that machine. Lazima rudi kwa mganga. Okay?
Why?
Lazima afanye kitu. Anyway. Sasa akaanza kupush marriage, you know?
Yeah.
So around that time, nika meet madhake. Sasa vile meet madhake, the first thing the mother said when she seen me, she was like, "You are the one we've been waiting for."
Well, Kenovia. Welcome. Karibu. Asante. We are the one we've been waiting for. Stepfather of 2 children. Endelea Kenovia.
So now we are in, right? So kwanza nikastuka nikasema sai hii ni noma hii, nikasema I'm going to be waiting for her poor bus. That's loaded, but we'll figure it out, time will reveal, because some things are so loaded you can't, you could just continue, gonna get the key thing is you have to get footed, you have to get grounded, you have to get footed, you have to get grounded, so and I already did one mistake already, which was I went that direction with her and she has 2 kids and her, that's 3. That is the trap. Once you get onto the honeypot, you are cooked. Yes. You are cooked right. Geese. Cooked goose. Right. So okay, so that is happening, and then at this point, so they start pushing the marriage thing, Yeah. Pushing the marriage. Man, guess what I did, my brother? No. Yes, I did. I did.
To a woman with a 13-year-old girl by this time.
Yes, I did.
And the small one is a boy or a girl?
A girl. I did. So
You married her.
I married her in July.
Of what year?
July last year, sir. Remember, I came 2023 November.
To Fort Worth.
January. So January. So I'm with her February, March, April, May, June, July. Nishaingia box, magari nishamuoa. So tushaoana. Now, remember I was telling you earlier, I'll tell women this. I'll be like, hey, I study women's period, and And ovulation time, I'm very careful with that, So I don't really sleep with women, around that time, You only have specific times of the month you can sleep with a woman and she's not going to get pregnant, But you got to be very good at it, or, you can always mess up. And if you feel you mess up, you got to be able to convince the woman to have plan B, to take plan B, So with her, that's what I used to do. If I slip up, or I felt like I slipped up, or there's too much pressure, because she'll bring a lot of pressure, especially when it comes to sex, And I'll be like, man, again, that's another thing, you throw me up. I'm like, for a Christian woman, you're awfully horny, Yeah, like
Is religion supposed to take care of that?
Huh?
You expected the religion to take care of that? You are the religion, bro. You are the one we've been waiting for.
Anyway, Q, let me continue. So listen. So that's a funny one. Yeah, I expect the religion to take care of that, right? I know, right? I know.
And I have to ask. By the time you're meeting her, her daughter is 12. How old is she?
Oh, she's 33.
Wow.
33.
So you and her, same WhatsApp. You became a father at 21. She became a mother at 21.
Yes, similar path. It's just I don't have 2 kids, or I'm not a.
And you are a man also. You have your own daughter, but your daughter is not factoring in this new relationship. But her 2 daughters are featuring in this relationship.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah, she did not even want to. I said, I've been trying to introduce my daughter. My daughter like, daddy, no, start it, Like she didn't want to be, she automatically said no. It's interesting. I'm gonna hold that thought with my daughter, because my daughter knew something that I didn't know. So when all these things are happening now, that's what I was saying. Remember, there's another component, which is the spiritual component. Okay, and this spiritual component is very covert. It's hidden around the man. Okay, nakwambia kuna madawa zinatumiwa na kuna watu wengi hawaongei juu yao, unaona. You're scared, or you're still in a trance. Remember, when all these things are happening to me, even my friends are looking at me and my family's looking at me, they're like, what is going on with this guy? I'm feeling like it's okay. I'm sticking to my thing, modus operandi. I have to get on 2 feet. I have to get on 2 feet. Even that mantra I'm repeating to myself, I have to get on 2 feet. I have to get on 2 feet. I have to. I mean, at what point are you going to get on 2 feet? You have to start saying, I'm on 2 feet. But I'm still in a loop, So, I'm in a trance-like state, To the point now, I remember I've married a chick, right? I've forsaken vetting. I've even to introduce her to my family now. Like, I gave in. The only part I didn't give in, where the resistance was when she told me to propose to her by kneeling down. I told her, no, I can't kneel down to you, because my knees are for worshiping God. That one I cannot do. You want me to propose to you another way? That one I definitely propose. Just come up with a suggestion. Okay? But me kneeling down, that one I cannot do. So now when she told me that, I was like, I've never heard a woman tell a man to kneel down. And literally, she's going, she's screaming, yelling, you don't honor me, you're not honoring me, you can't even kneel down to propose to me. I'm like, I've never heard anyone do that. It's not by force. You can't force anyone to kneel down. So at that point, it goes back to what her mother said, you're the one we've been looking for. Then I'm like, man, that's an interesting thing. But anyway, I can't kneel down to you. The day for the wedding, I was like, man, I'm not buying this ring, man. She has a ring, I'm going to use that ring. So she had a ring, she said it's a childhood ring, a friendship childhood ring, whatever, So when we go to the judge asked me for the ring. Then I was like, well, she has the ring over there on that finger. She just moves it from that finger and puts it to the marriage finger. When I get the money, I'm going to buy the real ring and replace it with that, Because this is just symbolic right now, Those those are the things, my brother, that saved me. Because I didn't bow down 100% to that power, that force that was coming out. Okay?
And you
These
made
are real
and
things.
you made her use her own ring for that covenant.
Yes, yes, yes. And then let me tell you something. After we did the thing, after we did the court thing, the first thing she tells me as we are leaving is like, so today we're going to consummate the marriage. I was like, no, this woman is crazy. Because remember, after those moves, you're telling me today we're going to consummate the marriage. I'm like, but Jama, I've been sleeping with you the whole time. I mean, what's the difference? She relax. I said, relax, Mazik, when you happy.
Wow.
The pressure. Anyway, the pressure starts building up. It's building up now, because now she started changing, okay? Before she was trying to look for work, now she's not looking for work. She's acting like a housewife.
You are the one they have been waiting for. Her and her mother and her 2 daughters. Hukusikia salamu za karibu mtukufu.
No, but listen, but this is where remember when I told you, like, I didn't kneel because okay, there is something about us men, right, where we give women power. Okay. A woman cannot inherently take power from you. She cannot. You can only share power with her, or you willingly give her power.
Man.
So in this one, what I willingly did was marry her. To the point I put my last name on her. That is powerful because that is a transfer of power. Even though it was not completed, it was done. It's an action. So there's a repercussion for that, whether I like it or not. Now, get what? When all these things were happening, I was drinking a lot of wine. I'm making money. I'm saving some money. But most of my money is going into entertainment, drinking wine.
Why?
Yeah. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, wine is a mocker, beer is a rager. Whosoever is deceived by them is a fool. Yes, I was a fool. That's what made a foolish move. I married a woman. Even though some things were not completed, there was a connection. And since they knew that, and me, I didn't know that yet, because remember, I'm the fool. They're laughing at me. I'm laughing at myself. I'm actually trying to now free myself. After now I've entered the bond, now I'm going to free myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now I'm beginning to battle something, I'm like, oh, this is not right. Something is off. She's putting pressure, consummate the marriage, sleep with me, and I'm like, no, man, this woman is plotting something. I'm gonna explain to you what happened. So we enter August. Okay? Now me, I'm a twin. I have a twin brother, but my twin brother passed. He passed when age of 20. So now Alexa, she was going out with a twin similar to me and my twin brother. She was going out with a twin. And this child, the little girl who I told you, the little girl who I met in church,
Yeah.
who she had, when before that little girl was born, she was dating this twin. So she had a child with another man while dating this twin.
Well, where?
So when now it's gonna come out that the child is not his. So she tells the guy, hey, the child is not yours, But the guy stayed in the life of the child, He's trying like, man, I'll even be the father. He was in. He alishikwa na maupepo. Yes, you won't, mpaka ikaget point alifariki. Sasa vile sasa niko na Alexa sasa namuuliza hizo gender na hizi vitu zote,
Yeah.
So at the time, so hii marriage imefanyika. At the back of my mind, I'm just like, man, do not play with this. You remember the radar ya maupepo iko juu. Na nasema, hebu jichunge, boss, jichunge. So August imekuja mazee. August, that's when my birthday is August 23rd. I don't really celebrate my birthday because it's siku ya huzuni, man. My twin brother is not there, so I never really celebrate my birthday. It's just another day to me anyways. Continue. So I tell her that I'm like, August is now one of my best months. I'm very focused. So this month, seriously, we're going no sex. Okay, seriously, you do a job to do. Right? I get the point. So now here's another thing. In the midst of all these interactions, I used to when I've drunk wine, and I'm drunk, and me and her are talking, whether it be an argument, whether it be a mellow talk, whatever kind of conversation it is, I would end up calling her my ex's name. If earlier I said Alexa, then I said Aisha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would call her, hey, Aisha. And then she says, what did you call me? I'm like, my mess. I called you my ex's name. It didn't happen once, it happened 7 times. So now, the last time it happened, everything broke loose. She got into this big fight. She had the car. She took the car. I missed work. There's a lot of things, We got to the point I even called my ex to be on the phone. I'm just like, I gotta leave this place because this chick right here, man, she started exactly. She started claiming that I hate her.
There you go.
She's calling me. Huh?
The same MO.
The same what?
She has to get you on police problem. You cannot just escape.
Yeah. So as soon as she said it, I was just like, no, I can't do this. Because I know automatically I'm guilty. I don't have time. I don't know Texas law. Nobody knows me in Texas. I don't have time for this. I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. And then in the same breath, she says, by the way, if you stick around, I have someone who's gonna come and deal with you. So I was like, man, let me tell you something. I don't really fear guys. You know what I mean? I don't really fear that. And I'm not really trying to get caught up in that stuff. I'm gonna leave him. Remember how everything has come. We got married. It's not even been a month. We got into this big fight. I'm being threatened. Courts are being called. So already I'm just like, you see, this is not gonna work. Yeah. Anyway, I pack my stuff. I leave. I go to the neighbors. The neighbors, Mzungu guy, he just allowed me to crash there one night as I figured out what I'm going to do, Because I have to go back to my job because she already took the car and I missed my job, no call, no show, That's not good, And at this point, man, that's my lifeline because of what just happened right now, Anyway, so I managed to, get to work, get the vicinity of work, I went, got me a hotel, just stayed around the job. I remember I learned from my daughter's mother, leave the area. Because if you stay in the area, you're only going to make the things worse. Yeah. Now, the person she had threatened me with is the one who comes into the area. Now, he's playing protector, bodyguard, or whatever. Okay? He's playing protector, but he's not playing provider.
Another man.
Now, not only another man, the father of that little girl.
The one she cheated on
with the twin.
with the twin. When she
Yes.
was dating the twin, she cheated with this guy and got pregnant
Yes.
for him.
Yes. Yes. Now that same man, she's brought back now to do protect against me.
Now you are a danger.
Hey, now I'm a danger. Forget everything else. Now I'm a danger. And then they sleep with one another. And then guess what happens? She gets pregnant. And then guess what happened? The guy dumps her.
The protector.
Yeah, dumps her.
He did not use protection. He is the protector. He did not know about protection. I mean,
Well, the thing is so deep. The thing is so deep. Okay, so when I was talking to her, remember? Okay, so there was a time I put pressure on her to give me information about her past because a lot of things are hidden. You have to like dig. I mean, it's so frustrating to dig. I mean, it's overwhelming, because she's not giving up information. So anyway, she told me once that, hey, the father of this little girl here, him and his mother, they practice good voodoo,
Santeria, but the good one.
Yeah. So okay, Santeria, remember, is East Coast, up there.
Yeah.
The voodoo here is Texas, is New Orleans.
Aha.
The Creole.
Yes.
These guys are the Creoles.
The
These
Creole,
are the guys.
correct.
Yeah, this is not the one from Haiti. Hii ni sasa ile,
Yeah.
Yeah. Sasa wana practice ile, wale white ile poa.
Yeah.
To the point, listen to this. One day, she was like, I can read palms. Then I looked out like, you're not going to read my palm. Because once you start reading my palm, you're bringing those spirits in. Remember, if you play around with those spirits, they're going to come. And once you open that door, you can never close it. It's with you until the day you die.
Man.
Anyway, so with that backstory, I'm like, did she let this guy in? So I know the guy already. He felt the energy. Like he came and he did his thing. Now she's pregnant. So in the midst of her getting pregnant, she files for annulment. Now remember, the whole time I don't know anything because I'm far off, So the only way I get to know things is when I pop around, pop up here and there. People tell me stuff, and I'm like, hey, this is crazy. And I disappear. But she's blocked me on all media. I can't see anything.
So she's fighting for annulment of you marrying her.
Yes. She has filed it.
Because the marriage is so young, it does not even qualify for divorce.
Yes. And then she's pregnant.
With the father of baby number 2.
Baby number 3.
No, but the father of baby number 2 now is getting her pregnant again.
Yes. The father of baby number 2 is the father of baby number 3.
And then, the same way he dipped after baby number 2, he is dipping again.
Exactly.
Because you are the one they have been waiting for the whole time.
Oh, yeah, it gets better. It gets better. So remember, she filed for annulment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She does everything kisiri, kichini. I'm not served directly. I'm served by posting. Remember, everything is just so push the paperwork.
Yeah.
It gets to the point to sign the paperwork, she stops. She doesn't file anything. Kidogo amerudi, ataka kwanza kuinteract.
With who?
Hapana, kuna interaction.
With who?
They didn't interact with me. Mama, she's pregnant now, but she doesn't know I know. Okay.
She does not know. Oh, anataka kukuzingizia.
Yes, so it gets better. So remember, I have an intuition that she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay? I cannot prove it. So I'm looking for images. I'm trying to find out without talking to anyone. I'm just trying to figure out this thing out, you know? Hapa ndio sasa karudi kusema hapana, hapa kuna kurudi hapa. Hata usijaribu, usidhubutu, achana naye. Akapoa tu hapo, you know? She's just monitoring, you know? At the same time, I was up to that at that point, I still communicate with her mother. Okay? Now, when I communicate with her mother, I'm waiting for her mother to tell me, hey, you know what? My daughter is pregnant, but it's not yours. At least be honorable. I'm saying this woman is not going to tell me. So one day, her mother posted. She posted what do you call it? A WhatsApp status of the daughter. And the daughter looked pregnant. I took a picture of it. I showed it to Aisha. I was like, listen, you know, I know you, my ex, you know, we're not together, but I need your help on this one. Is this woman pregnant? Then she's like, well, she looks like it, but I mean, you blur her face. I can see the face, but from the body, I mean, she looks like she does. So I'm like, well, she looks pregnant to me because that belly looks bulged out, you know. Then she's like, well, you know, send me a picture, another picture, you know, women, you know, the physiological changes, you know, the noses get bigger, the breasts get bigger, everything gets enlarged because of the child, you know. So I'm like, okay. So I do it. She's like, maybe. So I'm like, you know what? I just have to do the direct. I'm just going to do it directly. I mean, I'm not going to I'm not going to sit down nikiponda nikiwaza kuwazua. Nikapigia mamake simu moja nikamwambia tu leo tafuta tu madhake ukweli. Nikamwambia nikasema yeah, kuna kitu nataka kukwambia lakini sijui nitaanza hapo. Akasema poa, ni nini? Nikasema Alexa is pregnant. Mamaka akanyamaza 1 minute. Akasema, yeah, she's pregnant. But you guys were not together. Mind you, the annulment is not complete. Mind you, all these things were done in the dark. Mind you, nothing was revealed to me. I had to do my due diligence. I've been talking to her the whole time. She's been knowing this. This is the same woman who said you're going to be waiting for. In my mind, I'm just like, this is pure wickedness. I'm talking to pure wickedness.
Wait.
So now she's in shock, I know.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now I tell her, I'm like, okay, look. It's okay. No big deal. Okay? I know the child is not mine. But look, the case is not over. If this child is born, okay, because actually she had got to the point she's not doing anything, so the case can be, it's called prosecution for something. The case is something want of prosecution, which simply means the annulment case is going to be dropped, and the court is going to presume that you guys fixed remedied the marriage, because no one is moving it forward. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hash is not moving it forward. You're not moving it forward. Me, I'm not moving it forward because I don't know.
Yeah.
Hash is not moving it forward because she knows. Now she's been dumped by that guy. So now she's going to let it roll into me being presumed the father.
Yeah.
So now tell the mother that. As soon as I knew that, I started working the system now. I went back to the system. I started filing motions.
Of annulment.
Maintain docket.
Motions of annulment.
Yes, because now you have to maintain. You now have to maintain the case. Have to maintain the case. Have to be active on the case.
Yeah.
So that the case can continue being active and it's not dropped.
Yeah.
And then I'm presumed down. Yeah, because at this time she's gonna put it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you remember, once you enter the child support thing, it's gonna be a minute until you get out, just like I do with a baby mother. You know, I've been through this process. Luckily, I managed to get the case retained on the docket. I started filing motions. I filed all the motions, to the point now. Now, she's scheduled to give birth this month, and the case is still on the docket.
What?
Now, the process for me to maneuver all these things, again, I was not drinking alcohol. I had a clear mind. Now, had I been drinking alcohol, all I've been doing, fighting with her, crying, saying, "Oh, why you do this?" And then meanwhile, not understanding the move she's making on the legal side. Like she did to the other guy.
Yes.
Now, do you see why I called you?
I see you
What
now.
you said is true.
Man.
Yeah, my brother.
You've been in America for 26 years.
Yeah, 26 years.
And all those are shaded by women drama from the onset. From as soon as you could legally fire a firearm, 21.
Mm-hmm.
Your baby mama came in. You imported a woman from Kenya.
Oops.
And
then alcohol. Alcohol.
Yeah.
And then I get a job.
Yeah.
All right. I meet W. W is also from Kenya.
Yeah.
Alcohol. No job. Voodoo. Then, you know, when I'm with other people, no problem. We're good. As soon as you bring them, again, this one, alcohol, church, voodoo, marriage. You see the pattern. You can't fake the pattern. It's like I've seen it, you know. It's not a story of shame. It's a story of people. I'm warning people because I'm like, there's some people who are in a worse place than me. You see, you heard about the guy who the soldier, who went and killed the woman.
Right here in Killeen.
Yeah, in Killeen.
Yes.
She went out. She's sleeping with the guy she's been sleeping with, and the guy's there. The guy got been killed. You see so many lives have been lost. What you said is true.
Yeah. And the entire time you are playing catch up. From the very first woman you brought from Kenya to this one from a few months ago, 20-something years later, 25, 26 years later, the whole time in all those relationships, you are playing catch up. The woman is 5, 6, 7, 20 steps ahead of you.
No, check this out. This one will have destroyed me so much, right?
Yeah.
Because this one, I got out within 6 months. Okay?
She rushes you to marry her, then she brings one of her baby daddies to impregnate her, and then kicks him out, and now she wants you back.
Yeah.
And it's only because you had become sober that you are able to see clear.
Yes.
Where?
And then she's plotting on, I'm drinking so much because I miss her. I'm drunk. I'm going to come back.
Yes. That's what she's counting on.
Yeah.
And watch this. And this is what I was holding on to say the whole time. The first one you imported from Kenya, when she's bringing another man into your house and you are with your daughter at a party, She is counting on you are going to be drunk and you are going to come cause drama so that you can get arrested.
Exactly.
And by sheer luck, because you are disciplined, even though the whole time these things are going on, because you are your daughter, you did not drink. So when you came home to find she had brought another man, you were sober. So you are able to rationalize your reaction.
Correct.
You never fall for the trap.
Correct.
When she, at a different time, when she brought the daughter back home and you locked the door behind her, she called the police to compromise you. Because all this time she was trying to get you to catch a charge.
Correct.
And there's something you missed. And I'll run it by you and you tell me if I'm wrong.
What is that?
You told her to come from Kenya to meet you. She came
Yes.
here with the hope that you are going to give her papers. She discovered you do not have papers of your own, leave alone being able to give her papers. Now she resents you. She started hunting for other men.
Yes.
That's why she kicked you out. That's why now the punishment for that is to put you on child support. Because, watch this, she has tried to get papers when she left your relationship and she couldn't get papers. So she got frustrated. Now she hatched a plan. She's frustrated here because she doesn't have papers. You cannot give her papers. But there is a child here that is a bargaining chip. If I can steal this child after I put you on the child support, if I can take the child home, you are going to continue supporting her in Kenya. So whether she couldn't get papers in Kenya, but she was able to get you on child support, and she's taking the child with her, then she can live off of you. But because you're sober, you had figured that out, and you went to the airport to meet her when she's trying to skip with the daughter. You were able to bargain for her to take the daughter in exchange of her removing you from child support, which was her life support.
Yes.
Now she doesn't know what to do, so she falls for the plan. She gets to Kenya with a child, but without the child support, the life support. So now she resents the daughter because now she's useless.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not getting money through you. What are you here for? Women don't love children. Women love what children provide through them. Now she hatches a plan to go to Allahu Akbar country in Bahrain and desert the daughter with the grandmother. That's how much women love children. By sheer luck,
yes,
lockdown is about to happen.
yes,
Your daughter is smart enough and you have done your research and your daughter says, before they close the doors, I am an American. I can just walk to an American embassy and they will give me travel documents immediately.
yes,
She comes back.
yes,
Okay? She becomes an adult, but you are not telling her the real truth about her mother. So she takes it upon her journey to go discover her mother in Kenya. She goes and discovers her mother in Kenya.
yes,
They fight. And she figured out the same way she wanted to steal her from you by sneaking out of the airport is the same way she is going to vacate herself from her evil mother's presence. And she left and came back to America. And I'm very sure she has completely disconnected with her mother. Because women have that vantage point. Once a girl becomes an adult, she does not see her mother as a mother. She sees her mother for what she is, as another woman.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Now, you have broken it down so well. That's what it is. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. And then okay, so again, remember there's something you kept saying. Guys, you have to stop doing this. Okay? Because look at me, I'm entering the third cycle.
Bro, the only thing that saved you is even in the moments where you are dealing with alcohol, you still had moments of clarity because you are responsible enough not to drink with your daughter. So every trap she had set up for you to get in police trouble and eventually get deported because you don't have papers, which is what she wanted to do. You were still in the moment of clarity. And when you are about to lose it, the family where you are with the party with your daughter, they told you, don't fall for it. You're going to go to jail. You are not going to go to jail. You are going to go to immigration deportation camp, and then you're going to get shipped yourself in Kenya. That is what saved you. She wanted to punish you for not being able to give her papers. And not just that, that you had lowered her own sexual market value so low because now she has your daughter, she could not get a man out there to give her papers. So the option was to leave the country.
That is a fact, my friend. You you can make this up.
Man.
You cannot make this is when I seen your YouTube video, that's what it sparked. I was like, this man needs to share this with these people. He breaks it down, he knows. And I love how you break it down. You know the story, you pick up the point that people need to hear. And you broke it down so well because at the end of the day, it hits all those points.
Right now is the time you are realizing that when she's bringing another man, she was baiting you into violence so that you can not only get in police trouble, you can get in immigration problem.
Exactly. 26 years later.
26 years later. Man. Where do we go from here, bro? Where do we go from here?
We go to the top from here. We focus. We work in again still pushing the construction at right now. Building the construction stuff. I entered. This is a very interesting business. You know, I mean, clarity is such a beautiful thing.
Bro, my life is nothing but clarity, and the only ingredient that makes that difference is soberness.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And you appreciate it more because it's a new one for you. It's a new discovery for you. And you can look back at those dotted moments where that clarity is what saved you. Bro, probably you don't know me long enough to know my story.
Uh-huh.
I imported a woman here, just like you. Just like you.
Uh-huh.
And I am beside myself now that even then I had the information. Less than a year in America. 50 months, 50 weeks. 50 weeks. I had brought a woman here. 50 weeks. Guess how long she stayed here?
A month?
7 months.
7 months?
And in that 7 months, I was able to discover when the Bible says eternity in hell. How long is eternity? If you do bad, you go to hell and you're going to burn in the fire of hell for eternity. But how long is that eternity?
I know.
7 months. 7 months is the eternity of hell. That is my experience of my own hell. 7 months. Eternity in hell is 7 months. How do I know? I lived it. But because of my own clarity, there was nothing crowding my judgment.
Mm-hmm.
There was no family guilt. There was no cultural guilt. There was no religious guilt. There was no personal guilt. Even in that moment when I didn't have any information compared to now, even then, I knew I had to do something if I had to keep my American dream, and if I needed to stay free, if I needed to stay alive. It was either her or me, and the choice was very clear. Bro, people underestimate the value of clarity.
I'm telling you. So what happened? What did she do?
I shipped her
Similar?
back. I shipped her back to Kenya. Proudly, 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 proudly. You see those tricks the women were playing on you.
Mm-hmm.
You see she's already buying tickets to fly with your daughter without your knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Behind your back. You are clueless.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was the guy doing that, but I am the man. What should have been you was her. What should have been her was me. Clarity.
You're right. That is 100% clarity, because you cannot judge without clarity. You cannot be vigilant without clarity. Clarity. No, man, you're so right. I mean, right now, I'm being vocal about this right now because also, I just think I've also reached a point where I can also share my story with people, and also like help someone out there, you know, because in as much as it sounds horrendous and psycho. At least I'm one of those few men who I still have like a couple of more cycles, you know. And this cycle now, like I was sharing with my sister, I said, hey, my vetting system now is so high. I don't have time for nonsense. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even have time to entertain a woman right now. I can't. You know. But also I know, again, we are social beings.
Yeah.
But you cannot, do this thing. So what's the first thing you do? Heal. And in healing, you talk. And in talking, you gain more clarity. Talking to you, remember, even conversing with you, you see it, So I've made good moves, but whenever you introduce alcohol, all the good moves are wiped out.
100%. And we have seen this over and over and over. And everybody who drinks think they are the exception. Everyone who drinks, they see other people get in police trouble. They see other people with DUI. They see other people with DWI. They see other people, families disintegrating. They see other people losing their jobs. They see other people crashing on a single car accident. They see all these things, but they convince themselves that they are special. They are the exception. Man.
Yeah.
Brother. Si umekapitia?
Huh?
Si umekapitia?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm glad you put that post up and we had the conversation. I mean, you've seen it again. I shared with you the most recent one over here. You know.
Yeah.
Again, now I'm making headway.
Yeah.
I have a clear mind. So I was thinking, now imagine if I was still drinking. And I've ended up here. The one in Dallas, Texas is even worse. Because the child's father, he walks around with a gun.
This is Alexa.
Yes, Alexa's baby father, the second one.
Yeah.
Who was pregnant with the third one. He walks around with a gun.
What country is he from?
He's American. You remember he's from over there, Louisiana. Those guys from New Orleans over there. The Creole.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So now this is information I'm getting from the aunt. And then so the aunt is telling me this guy walks around with a gun. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's just a crazy, crazy guy. Then I'm sitting. I'm like, no wonder she told me, you stick around there, I'm gonna do something to you. You just see. You'll see.
And your auntie had warned you, when she kicks you out, don't come back here.
Yes. So my aunt also knew something about this woman that she was not. Remember, it was a try. This thing is so crazy. The truth comes out little by little. The truth comes out little by little.
Man. Where? So the pregnant one, the one now, the mother of 3 children, that is the last one you have had. That's your last story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the last one.
But it's only been a few months of 2024 and the half of 2025.
Yeah, a few months of 2024. The last time I seen her was August last year.
Yeah.
I'm not dealt with her. I'm not spoken to her. Like I said, once the clarity hits in, I move away.
Yeah.
To close seal contact. Right now, this one is just I'm dealing through the courts, just finalizing the annulment/divorce thing, and then keep it going, But the life lesson has taught me so much, because that is 6 months. Okay, now in about 2 months we'll be in August.
Yeah.
Okay. It has taken me to rebuild, to fix all these things from last year. It's taken me almost a year.
Yeah.
So I was mad with my friend. I was like, now, it looks like when they waste your time like that, it's compounded. So if she wastes 6 months, it takes a year for you to rebuild.
Yep.
If it's 1 year, it takes 2 years for you to rebuild.
Yep.
If it's 3 years, it takes 6 years for you to rebuild. Now I'm telling you,
yep.
do you see?
Because you can build a house in 6 months.
Yes.
But you can destroy it in 5 minutes.
Yes.
And then rebuilding it to where it was. Bro. And it's
yes.
And it on paper it looks so simple. Say no to women drama and no alcohol. Everything else will fall into place. Everything else will fall into place. It sounds so simple on paper. And yet, that's where all our shortcomings are.
Yeah. You hit it in the head. You hit it in the head today. If there's something that resonates with your message, that was it, man. I'm telling you. You know, yeah, it's a privilege and honor speaking to you.
Man, the pressure is mine, and you are such a narrator. You have the chronology of stuff in order of how the events happened. Now I know I feel like I know you since you are 21. Yeah, I know you for 26 years now.
Now you did phenomenal. We're definitely gonna link up, man. We're definitely gonna link up. This is awesome. Like I said, some of these things, it's amazing how these stories, how God manifests. This is actually a God moment. He's manifested this so that people can be warned. You know.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad we can laugh about it, but you know, there's someone. Imagine the guy who was working in the military, the killing situation. You know?
Yeah.
It could have been stopped had he been able to listen to something like what you have, you know?
Exactly.
You get that, right?
If he had come to me, I would have given him the two options. I would have told him, if you walk away right now, you are still young. You still have a career with the military.
Yeah.
You have the chance to rebuild yourself. Plus, you can use whatever is happening to not only file for divorce, but also to kick her out of your benefits that you are raking into the military. There was more brighter future that direction. And I would have told him, if you pick up a gun and kill her, then whatever happened is what is going to happen. Confronted with those realities, the same way you were confronted with the realities when you were with your daughter in a family party. They told you, if you act silly, if you act stupid, you are going to jail. And you saw that as a possibility. And you reasoned logically. That guy just needed somebody to reason logically with him. But now, he will never know that because he will never see the light of day. Why? For a woman? For a woman?
And one thing, my brother, these cases are coming up all over the country. Okay? One just happened in Maryland. There's one that happened in Boston. You know, they're popping up all over the country.
Man.
Okay? They're popping up, you know? You know?
Man.
I mean, it's again, just like I said, you have a great platform.
Yeah.
Great platform. Yeah.
Yeah, man, all the only thing men need is information on how to engage this creature. Information.
Yeah.
There's something you told me when this woman is introducing you to her younger daughter, and then she told you one day, oh, I didn't tell you, I have another one, 12 years old. And I asked you, she's rushing you to get married, but you said she's not even interested in meeting your daughter. There was a story there.
Yes. So when she introduced me to her 12-year-old daughter,
yeah.
Remember, I was in shock because I'd seen her at church, but I didn't expect that girl to be her daughter.
Yeah.
You know, because she looks like a 16-year-old. She's built like a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Even she's telling me for 12, I'm still in shock. I'm like, I cannot believe this is a 12-year-old. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm in shock. So I'm like, then I'm like, that's your daughter? And she's like, yeah. Then I'm like, you didn't tell me that's your daughter. You didn't tell me you have another daughter. Oh no, that's my other daughter. And now she slid it in like just like it's not a big deal. In my mind, it is a big deal. But man, I'm already in here. Oh man, what am I gonna do? So now here goes the other dynamic. Now, what makes it hard to deal with these women who have multiple children or multiple fathers? Number one,
multiple baby daddies.
Yes, multiple baby daddies. One of the biggest issues is instilling discipline.
Yes.
If you're a disciplined man, discipline follows you. So you like order, because now chaos is just going to start disrupting things. And that's why, like, remember I was telling you, I started drinking wine.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not even going to drink liquor, because if I drink liquor, it's going to be chaos in this house, because I'm not going to put up with this nonsense. So I'm going to do something mellow, which is wine. Again, wine does not really make you mellow, because after a while you start getting drunk, and you're going to speak, the drunk person speak. You're going to speak your mind, or, speak whatever, right? So it got to the point, I'm looking at her and I'm telling her, you clearly your 12-year-old has discipline issues. Okay, we're not gonna go back and forth. She knows I'm not the father. I know I'm not the father, because now the 12-year-old is telling the little one, who's 3 years old, whenever a 3-year-old calls me daddy, she tells her, hey, that's not your dad. So I'm looking at her, I'm like, what's your problem? I am the dad. Who's buying shoes for you? Who's buying food for you? Your father clearly ain't doing it. So the mother will hear the conversation. The mother will be like, why are you talking to her like that? I'm like, I'm not talking to her anyways. She just told the little one not to call me dad. Or the little one has no problem calling me dad. Now, last I checked, I'm not supporting the house. Why, are you guys kidding me?
Remember,
she also witnessed. She's also witnessed her mother do the other men before me. So she, in her mind, she's like, "You think you're gonna last?"
What?
Oh my goodness, it's intense because they watch the mothers.
Remember when you told me when you met her the first time, she had a kid. And in church, and you asked her who is the kid's father, and I told you you are the father.
I laugh because that's the first time it's hit me, because I carry the child, and the child is looking at me, and I'm playing with the child to the point the child is smiling. Okay, so remember, they're looking at me. So I'm not, to me, I'm already like I'm being pushed into that thing,
Man.
You see, like, whatever you're saying, it's until, the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. Okay? It's until I have a very clear mind, you don't know, it's breaking down the thing to you, and you look at it like, wow, I was set up from the beginning.
Bro, you are in the car with your auntie and her boyfriend, whatever that man was, and they are discussing which one of the two girls to throw at you.
It was my auntie and her auntie, Alexa's auntie. So two women are discussing which one of these two girls in church do you think we should give him. So Alexa's auntie says no. The other one is a whore. She'll be sleeping around with men, da-da-da-da-da. This one here, Alexa, is the one that will do good with Paul.
And what did she turn out to be? A whore that sleeps around with other men?
When I was talking to the aunt, she told me how this Alexa sleeps around. So I went to her, I was just like, but if you knew all that information then, why didn't you tell me? And then all she could tell me is, but I thought, I was thinking people think.
So how long did you stay in that relationship?
I thought you were 6 months.
So you are as old as you are now when you are in it.
You what?
You were as old as you are now. You are already 46 when you are in this mix. When you're sitting on the couch with a 12-year-old telling you, my little sister should stop calling you daddy. You are not the daddy. It's just this recently.
Yeah. It happened last year. Remember, we are interacting, so I can give you bits and pieces the interaction, because it's interactions, you know. So the interaction that you look at, like, oh, interesting, you know. And I remember how, I'll tell you, my mind switches. I'm just like, man, I gotta get on 2 feet, man. I don't have time for this. Then I continue, you know. You know, just, you know, okay, whatever, big deal, you know, continue. Big deal, continue. You know?
Where?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, and the thing is, that's what I was saying. It's similar to what W was doing, because this one, you know, you're fighting something somebody has confessed to. This one, you're fighting something someone is hiding using church, the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're using witchcraft. Now I'm going to show you a good example, right? And this one I came to realize later. When she said it, it kind of like brought chills to my it brought chills to my being, you know.
Yeah.
So one day, I can hear her praying. You know, she's praying in tongues, making noise. She's outside there, you know. So I'm wondering, what's wrong with this chick? She has a Bible. She's praying, you know, talking to something on the carpet. So I look at her, what is wrong with this chick? She's doing too much. You know, because the way we live, it's like it's a condo, you know. So the neighbors can hear all this, and she's shouting, she's loud, you know. So I go outside, you know, she's praying over this dead, huge cockroach, you know. So I'm looking at her, I'm in shock. I'm like, I've never seen anyone do that, you know, like, you know, praying and they're praying over a dead cockroach, you know, like, then like, you know, something, you know, return to sender, something like that, return to sender, you know. So I looked, you know, then I waited for her to finish. Then I'm like, yo, what's going on? Then she's like, yeah, let me tell you something, man. I just left this place. This thing was not here. I come back. This thing is right here. Somebody put it here. And so I'm just praying. You know what? Whoever's trying to curse me, I'm going to pray, return to sender. It's going to go back to the sender. Whoever's sending two things to me is going to go back. Then in my mind, I'm like, man, these people are taking this thing crazy. This is too much, you know? I believe in God. I believe in spiritual. I believe in the Bible. But that is not it, you know? Organized religion. God is not chaos. So one day, just like I seen your thing on YouTube, right? I was watching this Christian thing, right? And this guys they're breaking down some like witchcraft in the church, you know. And then they go into this thing. They're like, yeah, like for example, you know, nowadays, you know, it's Christian. They're just mixing anything. They're mixing witchcraft. They don't even know. For example, there's this spirit, you know, this thing. You hear them say, return to sender, return to sender. There's no such thing in the Bible like return to sender. That is witchcraft. Return to sender. So remember, I witnessed someone who's doing return to sender, praying over a cockroach. Okay? And now I'm listening to these guys breaking it down, and I'm like, that is so true. Then I'm going back, I'm like, man, I'm remembering where I was at that time. I'm looking at the chick, I'm like, this chick is crazy. Then I'm looking at myself, I'm like, yo, man, then I'm looking at the chronology of everything that happened last year, how fast it was. I'm like, yo, man, this guy's going to be a Madawa. Now, when I'm talking to the aunt is telling me so many things, like, oh, man, those guys are known for witchcraft. And then she's telling me, like, I should have known, you know? But she's always telling me, so I'm like, oh, yeah, these guys are crazy.
Man. What?
Yeah. And when I tell you that one is one of the biggest ones, that's why you see the men are going crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Because now it's a mix. Okay? They're mixing all these things. And they have these people, men in a trance, you know? And let me tell you, if you're not vigilant, you're not sober, okay? You're not woke, You're not reading your Bible. You're not connecting with God's Spirit, Jesus Christ, all those things. I'm telling you right now, easy pickings. They're destroying everything. Look at me. Look at me what I'm telling you. Imagine, had I not left the woman, maybe she would have been, I don't know. I believe she was even sleeping with a guy while I was with her.
Of course.
Because I was so fast. Yeah, how they hooked up was so fast. You know? So maybe she was doing it. I don't know. But I can tell you this. If I'd stayed there, she'd have been doing it. And she'd have been mocking me.
You dodged a bullet. And she did not want to. Well, you were careful on your side not to get her pregnant. But women are the ones who decide when to get pregnant and with whom. And she chose baby daddy number 2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, number 2.
Yeah.
Bro, for what it's worth, you got out of there scot-free. For what it's worth. For what it's worth. You never went to jail for all those troubles. You never fell into alcoholism. You never made anybody pregnant except for the one, but you recovered by having your daughter back. And you are a man at 46 with the American dream still ahead of you. You can still regain, recover, and rebuild.
There you go. Yeah. On American soil.
Brother.
Free.
Yes.
Working on your ambitions, and the ambitions get better every day.
Yeah.
The clarity gets better every day. Alcohol is never an option anymore. There was a time alcohol was an option. I look back, I'm like, I couldn't go a day without drinking vodka.
Did you hear the story of the guy, the Kenyan guy in Dallas, who was in a DWI?
No, tell me that.
I think he's on episode 3. Go back, look on episode 3.
I'll watch it. So
he drinks every day. Post DWI. He's still drinking every day. He's 27 years old.
And when did the
No, he's actually 29. He came here at 21. So he's been in America for 7 years.
For 7 years. So that was what, 2019?
Yeah.
No, 2019?
Probably
Yeah,
2018.
2018, okay, 2018.
Yeah. And he had a head start that his father was already here. But alcohol wipes that out of the equation.
Oh man, we just spoken. I'm gonna watch episode 3. I'm gonna watch it today.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna keep in contact. I think you have a great platform.
Yeah.
I think it makes great for a podcast.
Yeah.
Because these things need to be heard.
Yep.
I mean,
young men and men of all ages, they need to hear this. The goodness of and the generosity and the kindness of the man is that they are not afraid to share their fuck ups. Women want other women to do the same fuck ups they did. Men, we spot the dark side. We spot the bright spots, and we tell other men, don't go through here. This is what I did, and that's how I ended up in this mess. That's the only good thing about men when it comes to these issues. So even when you are hearing the negativity on that tape on that recording about the Kenyans in America drinking, that negativity is coming from women, because women cannot sit idly by and watch men save each other, because in their situation they want everybody to suffer the same way they suffered.
Yeah. And I like the reality you bring into it, even as I converse with you.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things and a lot of us have to face is that, you have to be accountable,
Yeah.
And with me, we can see even with the latest one where, this girl got pregnant with another man.
Yeah.
There's an African American guy who broke it down to me so well. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And he's the one who actually opened my eyes. He was like, you gotta start acting now. Don't wait till this child is born, okay? All right? Now I'm telling you, the woman is pregnant, start acting now. Because once you enter that system, you're gonna see. Let me tell you why. Then I'm like, why you say that? He's like, listen, huh? The other guy gave her jeans and is irresponsible.
Yeah.
You did not give her jeans, you are responsible.
Yes.
How diabolical can somebody be?
Do you know what that is? She got pregnant, her second pregnancy with this guy.
Yeah.
And then kicked him out.
Yeah.
And then she hunted for you and brought you in.
Yeah.
So when she needed a third child, you are the husband. She went back to baby daddy number 2.
Yeah.
Alpha seed, beta needs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Bro, you were the mother told you. You are the one we have been waiting for. The provider. The family man. The other ones are just seed donors.
That's crazy. That's what it is.
And she did that inside of your marriage. She still went back there to the same guy for another seed. Inside of your marriage.
And called it fornication. It's adultery, but she called it fornication.
Bro.
This is crazy. Man, I'm telling you, man.
Man.
This thing is no joke, man.
These conversations keeps getting better.
That's how, remember, I had to start from somewhere to paint a picture and then tell you the recent one. Because the recent ones are, now, when you hear the dating pool is trash, it is trash. Now, I am not beta. She just met me in my lowest moments.
Exactly.
No
exactly.
But I do, okay? But she met me in my lowest moments. So in my lowest moments, I was not even searching. She was, remember, she became the hunter. Okay?
But in your lowest moment, that's when you need to be in solitude, working on yourself.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. What?
Yeah. She almost turned me into a beta. You play? Yo.
Wait. There's something I didn't ask you. Is she Kenyan?
Yes.
What?
I told you, Kenyan, grew up in Germany, came to America. Even the conversations, okay, we have conversations, I'll tell her, look, you cannot have a German mentality in America. It doesn't work. You have to be American to work in America. Okay?
But she has her mother here.
Huh?
Her mother is here. Alexa's mother is here.
Yeah, but she also came from Germany.
Aha.
Yeah. Even if you listen to the story how these people ended up in Germany, oh man. Oh. Their grandmother used to sell pussy in Mombasa. And met the Germans, and the German took her to Germany. From there, she took her family to Germany. That's how the family ended up in Germany.
What?
Masaraha, you know, German tourists on Oahu.
And for 3 generations and almost the 4th one, there is no daddy in the picture. Because that teenager is going to get pregnant before she's going to get pregnant when she is younger than the age the mother was when she got pregnant with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
4 generations of fatherless people.
Yes. Now, there's a very interesting thing about what's underlaying here, right? This family, it goes back, right? There has been witchcraft, and this witchcraft is transferred down the line. Okay. Now, you know, in modern day society, like you don't really see witchcraft per se like it was, let's say, even about 30 years ago, 40 years ago. We talk about African witchcraft, right? Because when they come to America, they simulate, but they still wako nao waganga, waganga bado wanaongea nao. Sasa bila nilikuwa naongea na anti yake bila alikuwa na breakdown vitu, nasema mwanamke anajulikana uganga huko, ufanya uganga huko. So now, okay, so I'm going to tell you what my daughter, okay?
Yeah.
When my daughter was rejecting the woman, right?
Yeah.
So my daughter's mother one day called her, and she was just having a conversation with her. And then I shared the conversation with her. She got to a point, her mother's telling her, like, hey, I have this prophetess woman who wants to talk to you. And she wants to share some things with you. Okay, I said, Sawa. My daughter said, okay, Sawa, I want to hear. So, the prophetess, starts telling her about me, my heritage. My daughter is surprised, but like there's nothing to be surprised about. And then she tells my daughter, she's like, lakini naona baba yako amefungiwa. Now, around the time alimwambia naona baba yako amefungiwa, that's around the time I was getting married. Now my daughter is telling me. Now, when my daughter is telling me, I'm waking up. Remember, now I'm getting like sober and I'm getting vigilant. I'm like, what just happened? Then I'm looking at her. I'm like, Mama, do I look like someone who's been fungiwa? She's like, well, I don't know, Daddy, lakini umefungiwa kwa sababu atulienda ukamuoa, ukafanya vitu mingi, And I was like, I know, Mama, lakini uko nilitoka. Like, no, shukuru Mungu, lakini so, remember when I was telling you the name change?
Mm-hmm.
And then remember I'm telling you she's refusing to do the divorce?
Yeah.
I mean, literally. And she understood the process. Now, I literally have to enter the process to now be the co-petitioner, okay? And then she's the respondent.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the point the court is saying, we don't even need her anymore. You just come in, file your paperwork, we go ahead, you go to the judge, and you do this thing and you go, because this chick is not serious. All the while waiting for me to what? To play drunk, not take it serious, and automatically assume father. Because by the time the case was going to be dropped, and it's just regular, it's that was March 31st. So she had April, she's not going to do anything. May, when she's not going to do anything. June, when the child is born, it's just 3 months. I've not done anything. So I'm assuming the father.
Yes.
Because I was drunk and I was not thinking. But because I was sober, I was able to stay within the system such that when now she's bearing this child, number one, the system does not know she's pregnant. Because she told the system we don't have children, and she's not pregnant. You see what I'm saying?
My gosh.
Yeah. 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 That's what I'm saying. Whenever they do this thing, and they're working with this witchcraft thing. Right?
Yeah.
Remember how she was saying, return to sender, she was talking to the cockroach, right?
Yeah.
They never understand. They're just cursing themselves. Even you observe something, you said, you know what? That little girl is going to follow the pattern of the mother.
Yes.
Even when she got pregnant, her aunt told me, she was like, hey, the mother was so upset with her, said, people are going to say just like your mother. But she's just like your mother. Because the mother, again, has two separate baby daddies, but they are brothers. Oh,
Wait.
exactly. So when you hear these things, they are real. Okay? And in your lowest moment, that's why it's so important to what? Stay vigilant. Just stay away from people, like isolation mode.
Yeah.
And work on getting stronger. Right? Don't rush into anything. You know? That's my takeaway from this one. You know, like it is what it is, you know. I mean, you know what? Yeah, okay, you went and got the seed from your so-called alpha male. That's his business. Nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
This alpha male ain't taking care about that. I ain't taking care of that alpha male child.
But you have your own daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Be wary of these women who have children with other men.
Yeah.
Especially when they see potential. Because, you know, okay, there's something she had asked me. The reason I'm bringing that up is there's something she had asked me. She had asked me, do you believe God can take your destiny and give it to somebody else because you're not using it?
Wait.
And I was like, just listen to this. Listen to my answer. That's the question. It might somebody asking such a deep question, right? So my answer was like, man, I don't think God can take your destiny from me or give it to somebody else. I mean, why would he do that? He'll punish you for not using it. Then she says, but remember the parable of the talent, when he took the talent from this person to that person. I was like, well, that's different. That's a parable.
Wait.
What? I don't think God can take your gift, okay, from you and give it to me, or mine from you. So for me, automatically, I was like, this chick is trying to get power. They studied me. Remember, since
So they even have a Bible reference to justify that dark side.
Yes.
My God.
And you think they're shouting when they're shouting, you can find them shouting. But most of the time when they're talking to you, they're very calm. They're very, very calm. The composure is immaculate, man. They're composed. I can't if you could check the lesson, it's like composed. It's to take you off. It's so calculated, you know. It's out of this world. It's not like human. You see, they're using extra strength, you know. It's very, you know, it's very calculated. So I was saying that to say, so around that time, you know, she comes to me, she's like, you know, I can see that, you know, you're going to be a very prosperous man in the future. Then she goes, please don't, so are you going to, please don't forget my children. You're going to put my children in your will? And I looked, I was like, I guess. I mean, remember me, I'm not seeing anything. I'm like, what is this am I talking about? So now, when I was talking to my daughter, and then I shared that to my daughter, then she's like, you see, Daddy?
My gosh.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody today.
Mm-hmm.
And the conversation went to whether it's true that women can see potential in a man who has not built themselves yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, women are more in touch with the universe than the men are, because they are the carrier of life of the universe.
Yeah.
So they can predict these things ahead of time. That's why they preemptively choose which man to attach themselves to. Not because they have made themselves, but because they can see there is a potential there. How they do it, we as men will never know. But they do.
Yeah.
But they do.
Yeah, but they do it. Yeah.
So now when she's asking you, I mean, I guess the only positive side is, hey, her dark side had shown her that there is prosperity in your future.
Yes.
And she wanted to know if her own children would benefit from this information.
Yes. Yeah. So now, okay. So I'm going to take a step. This is such an interesting conversation, man. You're gonna like this one. So to the point when I met the mother. Remember I told you when I met the mother? Should I get the one?
Yeah.
So the mother is she does home health.
Mm-hmm.
So she has registered an LLC, but she doesn't have a logo. She has she has not done any kind of marketing material, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I look at the thing, I'm like, well, it's so easy for you to create marketing material. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to create your logo. And I'm going to create your slogan. Okay, cool. All right, I got those. So what I'm going to do is, how fast do you need this thing? Okay, cool. I'm going to get you Vista print. You're going to print this thing. And you know what? Start marketing this thing, okay? Yeah. And then she looks at me. She's looking at me help her mother develop this thing, right? So her mother's excited. She goes, you know. Meanwhile, remember that we said the mother and daughter fight one another?
Yeah.
Because they look at each other as equals?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're fighting one another, right? Now the mother is calling me son, all these things, you know. Again, I'm just looking at it like surface value. I'm just like, man, women say all kinds of things. I just want to see when you see that money, you know. I want to see when you see that money, because me as a man, I've seen this money. I've seen the flow of money in and out. Like I'm not doing things about money like this, you know. See Kalongo, like you have to plan it real good, right? But let me see the potential in this one, because you already have the LLC. So I'm just coming with marketing standpoint and advertising. Let's see what you do, okay? Before you know it, she starts marketing using the cards, you know. Hey, you know, create the logo, the slogan, you know, fix everything for her. She can start marketing. Boom. So she lands a gig. Yeah. So she's making about $6,000 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I look at her, I'm like, nice. That's cool. So I test her. I don't want her money. I don't want her money because I have this inkling of what they're doing. I don't remember. She already told me you're the one we're waiting for.
Yeah. And
being that they're in the spirit world, they've seen something about my family. One day I'll reveal to you who my family is. Right now, I can't really reveal it, right? But anyway, so she's seen something about my family. So I'm like, well, it's not a big deal. Like, well, we're used to that. That's irrelevant. If money's what pushes you, no one cares. Just know me, I'm more interested in power.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of power. Yeah. Okay? And I'll give up a little bit to get more, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not baiting me. We're going to be baiting one another. One of us has to go down. And clearly, I believe it's not me. Okay, so now I'm baiting her, right? So boom, she makes $24,000 a month. Now she has me doing her books. I'm seeing how much she's making. I'm seeing the workforce. I'm seeing all this. I'm like, man, this thing is very possible. It's very possible, you know. Yes, my approach is different. So the whole time, you know, she's showing me, you know, that's how I was still talking to her. As her daughter is doing all these things, I'm talking to her.
Yeah.
So one day I asked her, you know, like, hey, you're making all this money. Why don't you bring your daughter in so she can do what I'm doing? It's like, no. If you bring this girl in, you know, everything's gonna be messed up. Okay. So you guys know one another. Listen, your daughter cannot maintain a job, so hence she cannot maintain a business. Okay? You, on the other hand, don't have the capabilities to scale a business. Okay? Yeah. So both of you are in the quagmire. The only person you people are seeing that can help you get you guys to the next level is me. And now guess what? I'm not a part of it.
Yeah.
Because I have to back off. So I'm backing off. So as I'm backing off, I show her a synopsis of my my healthcare, my health tech platform that I'm building. And then she I guess she shows her daughter. So one time me and my developer, we had to turn it on so that we can get like authentication from Google and all different like search engines and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Compliance. So my guy comes to me, he's like, man, we're getting hits from Germany. Then I looked at him, I was like, we're getting hits from where? From Germany. Then I'm like, since when did who from Germany even knows we're building this company? Then I was like, yo, you gotta turn that thing off, because I'm telling you, these two right here, they've been watching the progress. Remember, I just helped the mother make 24,000, right? Now I'm building my platform, right? So they're not gonna come directly because we can see the IP address. They're gonna go through Germany.
They try to kill your product.
Yeah, whether they're trying to kill, steal, or be nosy,
Yeah.
we shut it off. I have to shut it off.
Yeah.
And it's around that time she put a stop. She put a stop on the annulment. Remember?
Why?
Yeah, because remember washaona pesa. Unaona pesa si shida, hata bila limit aliona niko na pesa. Unaona? Niko na pesa. Mimi pesa si shida. Hiyo sio shida. Shida ni respect, shida ni sasa pia anajaribu kuni control, hawezi ni control. Unaona? Hebu kneel down, nasema tu kneel down. Hapana, si kneel down, hizi magoti zangu ni za kusifu Mungu boss. Hiyo siwezi fanya. Tuwezi ninunulia pete, duma zoe ngoja tumepesa, ndio tununulia pete. Kwani haraka ni nini? Si ni simple. Wewe tumetoka Afrika huko Kenya, pete imekuwa ya nini? Si pete ni kitu wazungu. Wewe si mzungu, ni Mwafrika boss. So during that time, there's the tussle. Now, remember when I told you power? So when I'd seen they're coming after the power is the power. Now, remember, they don't care about the money. They care about the power because it's the influence.
Yes.
So I'm like, nah, man, you can't get the influence because I have to give you the influence willingly. You can't steal influence. Money you can steal anytime. Yes, boss. No, you can't. But influence, man. Influence, you have to be so good to swear somebody gives you the influence. Man. Hey, welcome in Pangan Jama. Hey. Kidding me, sorry.
Where? Bro, we can talk forever, man. We can talk forever. We have already talked for 3.5 hours.
I know, but we have good material. You have great material. That's awesome, man.
Man. All right, man. Let's catch up sometimes in the future.
Yeah. Let's keep the communication line open.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure and honor talking to you.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time.
You too.
Stay safe. Stay away from Kenyan women, and keep winning.
Absolutely. You too, brothers.
Perfect, man.
All the practice.
Yep. Thank you, man.